Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 142 for the 16th of September 2022. My name is Fraser. I am joined on my left by Neil.
Hello.
On my right by Pilch.
Oh, hello.
And then bringing up the rear this week is Dave.
Hey, I got special mention coming up from the rear.
How are we,
That's
boys?
the best
Are we all
place
right?
to be, coming up the rear.
Brilliant. I'm good, thank you. You?
Just fine, thank you. Yep. So good. We got the four of us back. It's very nice. I guess we just get straight into it. There can't be anything for Fantasy League, can there?
Well, there was no
and
football last week. Obviously, there were games
Right.
been on so far today. We've had 2 games this evening. Hopefully, everyone did their transfers and whatever they wanted to do early.
Well, let's discuss
Well.
this, shall we?
So nobody reminded me, even though my
even though I posted a message in the Discord.
It's everyone's fault. Somebody else's fault.
So I came on. I was like, "Oh, I'll just have a quick look," and then Pilch informed me that there's been some games already, and I think you were a little bit late to. So I looked. I was like, "Damn you!" So yeah,
Pretty
Not
sure
the-
someone posted a message in the Discord saying there was 2 games on Friday and there was an
Yeah.
early deadline.
probably
Even I read that and
extremely
I'm
right
never on it.
I don't think there's any probably about it, mate.
Yeah, it's all on me, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I messed up on that one. Never mind.
Onwards and upwards.
Yeah.
Anyway, out of all the weeks to do it, this week isn't the worst. I think there's loads of players who aren't playing and stuff like that, right? Well, actually saying that, it's probably one of the most important weeks to do some tending to make sure you got a team that's going to scrape
Yeah.
together some points.
I had 4 players not playing, so I had to do the one-hit wonder and get a few in.
Yeah, I sort of wish I had done a one hit now, but there you go.
Did you not do it? How many do you
No,
have out, though?
I think I'm going to be one short. Right now.
Well, I might as well have
right
been, because
now.
I've had 2 players play this evening, and they both combined got me 2 points. So I'm like, great,
Yes.
well done, lads. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, but you see, Neil,
Well,
you
he's
don't.
shipping them
But
out
Neil,
pretty soon,
you
yeah.
don't have any value in points. You see, that's the thing. I would say that's good. At least you've got players that scored you some points. Whereas you're like, that's not enough. You're a hard taskmaster, eh? You might as well ship them out, burn 6 to 8 transfer points, right?
Well, I could
You've got
cash in,
that
I
many
guess.
points left to
I
burn.
could cash in on the gains on the point.
Points are points,
minutes.
mate. If at least you have players who are playing who got you
Yeah, I
points.
suppose we'll see.
Well,
at the
don't
end
be
of the
such
weekend.
a negative Nancy about it
shut
all.
Up. Fuck off. And leave me alone. Stop bullying me.
All right, sorry, we're
Rude.
bullying Neil again. Just want you to enjoy yourself.
Do you? Doesn't feel like it.
Well, I said there was nothing to talk about with football. I guess I'm wrong.
Well,
Well,
what were the
we always
results
find something
this
to talk
evening?
about. Did you listen to my podcast that I recommended?
Not yet.
It's good.
No.
Come on, you know it usually takes a few weeks before we get to whatever.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Any-
I'll get Matt to listen to it first, and then they can tell you if it's good or not.
Maybe. Well, we could skip straight to what have you been watching, and how long has that taken you? Anyway,
Well,
that's a surprise for later. I'm very excited about that.
are you?
Whoa, I've just seen it. Snuck that one in there. Excellent.
It's been there the longest. That's the longest thing that's been in the show notes.
Is there anything else to do on football?
No,
Let's not scrape the
I don't think
barrel.
so. Don't think
It's
so.
okay. It's all right. It's all right if there isn't. Twitch and YouTube. I streamed some Hunt last weekend.
I streamed, you streamed, we all streamed. Or I streamed. Something.
Yeah. Good. Pilch streamed today. So that's
I
nice.
did.
Like we predicted, the streaming is going back on track. So that's pretty good. It's nice to see some people in there watching too, which is good. Anything on the Discords, emails, tweets? None of this is.
I'm
I've only
just
seen here.
copying some tweets in right now because no one else could obviously do this. But yeah, I've had a tweet from our MS Rangers, or several tweets, but it's basically one tweet over 3 tweets.
All right.
There we go.
Okay, well, I'll start with that one then. So, friend of the show, Mark says, "Evening, boys. What are you scared of?" Can you handle removing the big spider, then just run across the living room floor? That, I suppose that just ran across the living room floor. Or have you jumped onto a chair screaming at your other half to sort that big bad boy out before you get down? Over the years, we've had the odd encounter with mice. I remember hearing the trap go off in the middle of the night and said to the missus, I think we've caught it. We waited until the morning to check. And yep, bingo, we got it. But spent too long trying to remove the mouse from the trap, so just let out a little scream and decided the trap grows in with the dead mouse. That cost a few quid in traps over the next week, that's for sure.
Dead mouse.
Oh, Mark. Fair play to you for admitting all that. That's okay.
good.
Well, I can start. I'm definitely not scared of spiders. I'll jump on top of a spider and grab it.
What do you do with them though?
I throw them out the front door.
Would you grab them in your hands, cup them tenderly,
Yeah. Yeah.
and free them into the wild
I might.
to be eaten
We
by a
don't.
bird or something?
We don't. Yeah. Well, whatever. That's nature
That's
is
nature,
nature.
isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, it wasn't. It's not nature because you fucking picked it up outside your house and threw it outside to be eaten.
So I'm from nature. I don't think my house is from nature. I mean, how far do we want to just dig down on this one?
You removed
Stop
it from
bullying me!
You removed it from its home and made it get eaten by a bird or something.
Yeah, you don't even know a spider got eaten by a bird.
Pretty
And
sure
you're
it would have done.
championing this. Positive, eh? We don't have any birds in Canada anyway.
Unless it was a bird
yeah,
eating
I'm okay.
spider, obviously.
I'm okay with birds. I'm okay with spiders. What scares me? I don't know.
Skunks.
Skunks definitely scare me. They are a problem. They can turn a good day into a shitty one. They can turn a good day into a shitty few weeks very quickly.
Snakes.
Do you have
Snakes I'm
much
okay
encounter with snakes?
Yeah, we have snakes. Yeah. Yep.
I'm
Usually see them
not
when
sure
we're
I've
out
seen a
walking.
snake in the wild.
We don't see them very
What,
often.
Never. You've never seen a snake, Neil?
Well, I've seen snakes, but not in their
You've never
natural habitat.
personally been walking along a footpath and a snake gone scurrying across.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I haven't lived, have I? I haven't lived.
Well, no, seriously, I can't believe that. I must. Oh well, you live in a metropolis, don't you? You're not in the countryside.
Yes, that I live in the big city, obviously.
Anybody
Literally,
else
like fields upon fields, about 300 yards.
And those fields are full of mice.
Not non-snakes.
And where there's mice, there's
Wheat,
snakes.
corn, oilseed rape. That's what.
All right.
Mice eat snakes. They eat grass and.
Neil has a fear of the outdoors. Anyone else?
No, I'm
sharks.
I'm sharks.
I don't like swimming in the sea. Fucking hate
I don't
it.
like swimming in the sea.
Not
because of sharks, though.
No, it's shit and nappies more than anything.
Yeah, that's not around here, that's for sure. Well, not around here specifically because I'm not near the sea.
That's grim.
I
can remember I went down to a wedding in Nice, right, south of France. You looked out at the sea, or whatever. It just looked beautiful. You're like, come on, let's go swimming. It was the fucking filthiest water I've ever been in. There's just shit floating around in it all over the place. Literally,
bloody French.
All the time they had a boat trawling through trying to pick up the garbage out of it. Awful.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of spiders. Like, I will get them in a glass and put a bit of paper underneath them and then chuck them out that way. I never used to be. It was when a house spider attacked a cat and bit its lip.
What?
It was quite a big house spider.
I reckon the cat was asking for it, to be honest.
Well, the cat went for it.
House spider bit the cat's lip.
And it swelled up.
Good.
And then after I was like, I didn't realize they could break your skin. So I was like, nah, anything that's big enough that it's got hair, you can see the hairs on it. I'm like, nah.
I think they say that the common house spider in Britain or whatever is one of the most venomous there is, right? But because it's so tiny, it can't pierce.
No, that's the what's it called?
The adder.
No, that's a snake.
I know.
That's daddy longlegs.
Oh yeah.
What?
That's what it is.
No, daddy longlegs aren't spiders.
No.
No.
Well, they are the most venomous things, but can't do anything with their venom. apparently.
Yeah,
Is that true? Okay.
yeah.
And
But house spiders, like they get big, especially about now when they're looking for mates.
When they've
They're
eaten
running
everything,
around.
they've eaten a few cats. That's when they get big.
But no, yeah, that's spiders that are big enough that have got hairs on them. I'm not a fond or not
Don't
fond
see
of
too
handling.
many of them.
Um,
They do tend to like. I'm not scared of them, but they do make you go, "Oh, oh, there's a spider."
Yeah, there was a spider like hanging down in front of our TV the other day, and Miss like, I was like,
What were you watching? Spider-Man.
But yeah, they look bigger than they actually are when they're making a web. But yeah, no. Apart from that, not a lot really. So, like mice, it's funny hearing them strangers talking about mice. It's like, yeah, I put traps down all the time. They're dead. Like you don't need to be scared of them.
I don't think they
where
live
do
very
you
long.
where do you trap, Dave? Do you
We've got a
have
shed.
mouse? Oh, do you have them in the shed and stuff? Right.
Yeah. We used to put the dog food in there.
I've seen what I'm scared of.
What?
Here it comes. I'm waiting.
I've just
What
seen what
filter?
Pilcher's got on the background of his webcam.
Yeah.
That's very scary.
You can't see the writing. Look.
Oh, okay.
Um,
oh, good. I'm glad that's there. I thought he wasn't
gyrating
wearing any
men.
clothes at all for a moment. I was like slightly concerned.
I'm surprised mice can get up to that altitude. To be fair,
Less
Well,
gravity on it. Like, it's
found-
not less hold on them because they're only tiny and don't weigh a lot anyway.
Right. So we had dog food in there in a big plastic tub, but I think I left the lid slightly off once, and they got in, and then I sealed it, but they just nested in there, and so yeah, I've been having to put traps down once
You
the
turned
traps
your shed into like a hotel for them, right?
a mouse hotel.
You
Yeah.
put a restaurant in there.
So
so
it's
you literally shut them in with 10 years worth of food.
no, the food's out now. The food is elsewhere. But they've nested. They decided they like
They're
it.
squatting now, Pilch.
They wouldn't pay the rent, so
you got to go to
Squatters'
court to get
rights.
victim.
Okay. Anyone else got anything that they're scared of, or and critters? Is it only critters we're talking about? I don't know. What generally is anybody scared? There's tons of stuff to be scared of, I guess. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah,
Can't think of anything off the top of my head.
no.
Scared of not being able to go and buy beer at the shop. That'd be pretty scary. I
I'm
was getting quite
unable
scared when they were
to.
running out of beer. Let's be honest. When at the beginning
I've been
of the
broken cold in. I'm scared of being broken cold in retirement. That's the reality of getting older, isn't it? I'm scared of being. I'm scared
It's
of being
all right.
alone.
When you're old, you wear a coat all year round, so you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
All right, thanks, Neil. I feel better now.
Just buy 2 coats, so you can wear an extra one.
Oh, look at Mr. Two Ovens here, Mr. Two Coats.
2 coats.
Yeah. Mr. Two Coats, Mr. Two Ovens. He's got 2 of everything. He's like fucking Noah.
I haven't got 2 of everything.
Mark, thank you very much for your
Well ignored,
tweet.
lads. Well ignored.
It is very much. Yeah, I think if you go back and listen to the episodes, there's always choice bits where there's just play like, oh, but just pretend he didn't say that. Okay. Let's move on then to what let's move on to what we've been doing. Go on then, Neil. Drop the clanger of all clangers.
Oh, that's why I was late for the show. Sorry.
Clanger, that's not the right word, is it? It's drop the old what? The bombshell of all bombshells.
Well, some people have been asking about or saying I should watch a show. Some other people. So I watched a show. Schmigadoon.
Oh,
I haven't finished it though. So we watched. How many is there? 10? Is there 10?
I don't
We
think
watched everything but the last 2 basically
8,
in one
yeah.
session. Yeah. So we watched 6 in a row, and then we haven't watched any more.
Wow.
6 in a row, man.
Yeah,
so
that's
you
only
obviously
like
didn't.
just less than 3 hours, wasn't it?
You didn't enjoy it then.
I don't know. It's fun. It's funny, but
It's not the worst entertainment in the world, is it?
no. I mean, I feel like it's weird. It's like a full-on musical. Well, not full-on musical, but like it is kind of like a musical film from like, I guess, like Wizard of Oz type of thing, isn't it? Like that sort of era, sort of musical. It's like what they walk into this weird world of like fucking classical musicals. And yeah, I'm not really a fan of that genre. So I feel like the main guy in the show. Because he's just like, no, this is shit. Fuck off, I'm not singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's me.
So bad, you only watched 6 episodes.
Yeah, well, I was with my missus. She wanted to watch it. She watched one. We laughed a few times. And I was like,
it has its moments. I don't think it improved as it went on. I certainly think the first 2 to 3 were really the ones that hit you hard and you go, yeah, this is really entertaining. And then but that would have been enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like everything that gets dragged out too long, doesn't it? Everything gets dragged out too bloody long.
But it was, but I still thought it was something different. Which
I haven't watched the last 2 yet, so I don't know how it finishes. Maybe you'll find true love. I don't know. I'm guessing they probably do. It's a musical after all.
Maybe you have seen it. Is that all you've done, Neil? Because that's all you've got.
Well, yeah, I've been working nights, so I'm just all fucked up. Like yesterday, I got up at like 3 in the afternoon. I don't even know if it was yesterday. That's how fucked up I am. It could have been 2 days ago. I'm fucking all messed up. But basically, I went up, got up, had some dinner, aka breakfast for me, and then had some beers, thinking I might go to bed at a normal time. And I was up at fucking 9 o'clock this morning still. So, yeah, it's playing havoc a bit.
What, from when I left you last night?
Yeah, I didn't go to bed until like 9, 9:30 this morning.
Oh, mate, because I heard your missus saying, are you going to come to bed at a reasonable hour, or is it going to be 4 in the morning? I thought, well, and I was doing my calculators going, well, that means I could potentially have him on the hook here till 11.
We were talking till quite late.
To 9:30, and I just went, that's it, I gotta go to bed, fuck this.
Yeah, well, I watched Twitch streams. I was watching Twitch most of the night.
Did you watch Choco?
No, I was watching some people playing Hunt Showdown.
He's playing Choco.
Yeah, no, he was playing it, but I did. Yeah. I clicked on.
Don't watch him play it. Trust me.
Is he not very good?
It's quite the opposite.
I see. Well, we'll come on to it later.
Of course we will. There's going to be a lot.
I've been inspired.
I think we should just give a fair warning here, probably to Dave and anyone listening, that there's going to be I think Hunt Showdown is going to have to be postponed to the last thing we talk about, because I think we're going to get a fair old bit of time out of that.
We'll see. Why am I having so much problems with dropping frames today?
Those frame drops.
Have you not played it, Dave?
Yeah, I refunded it.
Bad move.
What?
I bought it. Nobody was playing. I went, oh, this looks difficult. Refunded it.
You've bought it twice, haven't you?
I bought it in 2018 as well when it first came out.
Refunded it as well. It's not even a Series X. It's not even. Yeah, it's not an S game. It's not even a. No. It's just a bog standard Xbox One game.
Yeah, I've bought it.
Even updated it for.
Not on PC, it's not.
No, I know, but it's been out for so long that it's not even. They haven't even bothered to.
Thing is, I don't know. I think it came out on PC first, probably, and then came out on the consoles. I don't know how long it's been out on consoles. I know it's been It's
definitely not optimized for consoles.
It's around 3 years old on PC. I'm sure it was August 2019 that came out.
Was it?
Yeah, because it's not even Xbox One X enhanced, let alone Series X.
I might as well just title the show Hunt Showdown at this point, right?
Show Hunt
Loads of content in here, don't worry.
Loads of content. None of it I want to talk about. Okay, let's Neil.
You haven't even put one game down, Fraser. Is that literally?
That's because he's only played one game.
It's because you and Neil both have it.
Okay.
Neil, anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm just going to go in order here. So for me, then I've got a couple of things, 3 things on my list here. First, I wanted to talk about my wife has an allotment, right? She's green fingered for all the lols that we'll give you. And great tomatoes this year. I gotta say, the tomatoes we get in supermarkets are junk compared to the tomatoes
because
that
they're
we're
picked when
eating.
they're not ripe because they have to pick so many. I think.
And then
I don't
frozen
know, man.
and then
There's
left to
very
ripen. Yeah.
you have to the box standard tomatoes out of the supermarket here are very, very flavorless. If you get the ones on the vine, they tend to be better. But the ones out of my wife's allotment, they've just
You know the
they're
smell of
so
tomatoes.
flavorful. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know that
That
actually
earthy.
comes from the vine. The
Yeah,
smell is the
yeah.
green
That's
bit that you
nice.
can smell, not the tomato.
Yeah, I know that
Unless you've
smell very
obviously
well. I love
actually
it.
got cooked tomatoes, obviously there is no vine there. But when you pick up a vine tomato, you go, "Oh, that smells just like tomatoes." That's the green bit that you can smell.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So the tomatoes have been good. Potatoes were good. I'm not going to rubbish potatoes in the supermarkets. I don't know much about potatoes, but I did like the wife's potatoes this year. But the one thing she has second year running, she's done jalapenos,
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 Jalapenos, yes.
jalapenos,
Okay.
and
jalapenos.
they're not genuinely not very hot, right? So she brings a load of them in, and I just knock them back. But go into a bowl, and I just knock them back every time I go through the kitchen. I eat a couple of them as I go by, and they're just basically just a slight tingy hot, nice little pepper, very nice. But this year, she started to sneak in some other people's peppers without telling me, right? So on
Well, they
more
Peter
than one
Pipers.
occasion, on
Did you
more
put
than
some
one
Peter?
occasion, he would definitely could pick, anyway, his pickled pepper. Yeah, there's been a couple that have just blown my head off, which I was just not expecting, and it happened again last night. And I thought she dropped a jalapeno in there that she hadn't picked for a while because it was slightly bigger than the normal ones. But I still thought it was one of hers. And I was like, okay, no big deal. So I took a massive bite out of it. You ever do that thing where you're just standing over, facing down, and there's just drool coming out of your mouth? It's so hot.
Did you drink some
Oh
milk?
man, I do drink a little bit of milk. Yeah, wow. I talk about
Have
seeing
milk on
through
standby
times.
when you've got some
Some of
chilies
them,
on.
some of them are brutal. So
So what was it then? It wasn't a jalapeno then.
I think
Something
this one
else.
was, but even that being said, it still could be a
Were
different
you not eating?
strain or a different plant
What's the
or
thing that begins with a P, not a pepper, obviously.
a pea.
A pep. Oh, for fuck's sake, what's it called?
A pea.
It looks like a jalapeno, but it's not. But it begins with P.
P.
Oh, a
Jalapeno. That's a jalapeno you're thinking of.
oh, I get it. So, yeah, pepperoncini or something like that,
I
isn't
don't
it?
think so.
Something
I think you're just
Is
making
she
shit up now.
doing this just to fuck with you, Fred? It's like,
No.
is this the whole point of like to this?
She could
Like,
be. I believe she isn't. She could be. I don't know.
is she standing there laughing at you while you're dying over a
Maybe
sink?
she's upped the honking game is now turned into the chili game. So that's good. What else have been carrying on? Still enjoying Lord of the Rings and She-Hulk. But we also started Moon Knight.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Which it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's a very complicated story. Not very complicated, but there's quite a lot. This character is pretty complex,
Yeah.
right? Compared to, I got bitten by a spider and now I have spider powers. I still we're like 3 or 4 episodes in and I still don't exactly know what he's all about. Like for now at the start, he's got this sort of split 2 people or whatever that's going on. But from
That's the
what
whole
I
deal, isn't it?
understand, well, from what I understand is that there could be more coming up because
He's got
I
more
think
than one person.
yeah, I think in the comics it's 4.
It's
Mm.
it's his outfit that determines the persona that it's taken on.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, like associate. Well, not always though.
Right.
It's that's why it's quite interesting is because it is a bit more complex than this
Yeah.
person is a good person. Yeah.
I do tip my hat to Marvel. They've won me back over. I mean, I was sort of on the Marvel hate train for quite a while there with sort of I was done with the movies. They just beat me into the ground. But actually, She-Hulk and Moon Knight have sort of turned it around a little bit for me because it just seem to be quite different. Oscar Isaac is brilliant in it. But he's brilliant. As much as I keep feeling like I don't want to like him, I acknowledge his brilliance. So yeah, that's pretty good. And then I also watched Alien 3 last weekend. That is the one standout movie. Is it? Is it Ooh? I don't know.
That's the one when
I
they're in
thought
prison, is it? Or is
Yeah.
this when Ripley's a clone, a hybrid clone? Is it?
No. So Ripley is back on the spaceship, having left. Who went away? Ripley, the
Newt.
little girl Newt,
Yeah, Newt.
and then Michael Bean's character, whatever his name is.
Did he escape?
And the droid.
Half the android.
Half the android, yeah.
Spoilers.
So it crashes onto this prison planet, and only she survives. And then, of course, it turns out, guess what came with her?
Oh.
Right. And then it goes from there. Is it good? It's okay. I remember at the time people slagging it off big time. That was the thing. That was why I never watched it, because I remember people just going, "It's crap."
You've never seen it before?
No, and I remember why. It's like one of those things, you can remember what you thought about things at the time, and then it's quite nice now to go back and watch them and go, right, all that prejudice is put aside, where people were telling me what I should think about the movie, aside from the fact that I never even saw it. So yeah, it's all right. I think one of the most interesting things about that movie is just it's almost an exclusively British cast, which is pretty cool.
Are they all baddies then? I assume.
It's typically just one of the, they've done it so that it's that sort of thing where it was a penal colony and then they never left, and they created their and they created their you win. You got me. Okay, I couldn't ignore that one. It's good. Where the penal colony had been left alone, so they'd sort of ended up creating their own dystopian society or whatever.
Right. Turned into Australia,
something like that. Yeah, exactly. Australia on an asteroid.
Yeah.
And then rather than it being
so in 200 years they'll be making really good wine. Is that what you're saying?
It wasn't a cane toad. It was an alien. It was a xenomorph, right? So. Yeah, it was all right. And then I think the fourth one is the one with Winona Ryder, isn't it?
That's when she's a weird hybrid alien, is it? Because Winona Ryder's like Ripley's daughter, isn't it? But Ripley's still in it, but she's like a weird fucking.
Well, she dies at the spoiler. She dies at the end of 3, right? So, is my PC about to crash? Can you hear me, Guy? All right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why is everyone quiet?
Yeah. Anyway,
I just pulled my headphones half out of my microphone.
Have another drink.
That's a good idea. Good idea.
So anyway, I might go check out. I gotta check out 4 if it's got Winona Ryder in it. I gotta go check it out.
I hate these films. The first one was good, but the rest of
the first one.
Yeah.
First one.
Well, you're talking about the one that nothing happened and the guy had a thing come out of his tummy.
Yeah, but
John Hurt.
It's Tum Tum.
Yeah, it was something new, wasn't it? And then
that's a new game out this week, isn't it, Tum Tum?
I just fucking hate it. I hate them. I think they're shit. I'd
I
rather
think
watch Predator any time.
Oh no, I think they. Well, yeah, I think the problem with. Yeah, I don't know. There was certainly points in Alien 3 where I was just like, that's definitely a guy in a suit. Yeah, there was just one bit where it cut. I mean, in all fairness, they do a lot of it very, very, very well. But there is one bit where you could tell it's just this guy in a corner in an alien suit. He just gives it away with his arm movements.
Just having a fag.
Yeah, so that's all I can think of that I've been up to. There's probably tons more, but that's all that I've got here anyway. Pilch, what about you?
Right, well, I haven't been on for a week or so, 2 weeks, is it? So I've got a few bits. I've given up swimming.
Yeah,
I'm in the gym instead now.
You were sick of wasting away your muscles, were you?
Yeah, I need to build them back up again. So I'm on I'm eating fish and chicken and all the protein stuff and trying to build back up a bit now. I had a problem with my arm. I ripped Well, I don't know what happened because I couldn't be asked to go to the doctors, but I did something to my shoulder in March, and it's been hurting ever since. So when I wake up in the morning, I've got pins and needles in my hand. So I've obviously trapped a nerve somewhere. But I started swimming, and it eased it off a little bit. And I thought, after a month of swimming, I thought, right, okay, my arm's not so bad. I should go in the gym. But I've been in there for 2 weeks now, and fucking my arm hurts. So I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. I think I'm gonna have to go to the doctors. I don't know whether I've pulled. If it was just a muscle, it would have healed itself by now, I think.
Yeah,
I've
it's tough though, mate, because
obviously
that's
torn something, and
yeah.
it's not
What?
going to
Something?
repair itself. So
Well, that was
Torn.
the
Oh, I
that
thought
was
you
the
said, I thought it
problem.
was a type of injury you'd picked up there for a minute.
That was the problem I had. I did some heavy lifting in the garden when I was putting the patio in. I lifted a couple of stones I shouldn't have lifted, and it felt like I ripped something in both my shoulders. And it's this fucking age, man, right? If you're listening and you're not over 30 yet, enjoy it while you can, right? Because afterwards, shit
yeah,
just fucking, it's brutal, man. Like it
well,
doesn't
I
heal.
did it on my motorbike. I was off roading, and I hit a rut, and I just literally went like that with the handlebars and just jarred my
Yeah.
fucking overstretched my shoulder. And it's been like it since March now, so I've got to get something done. If I'm fine with it. I can do weights, and I can do exercise and everything, but it's just in the evening when I go to bed, it starts hurting, and in the morning it's fucking agony. So I'll have to get something done. So I don't know whether I can stick to the gym or go back to swimming, because that seemed to ease it a little bit.
So would you prefer to be at the
quieter.
gym?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I do sort of half-hour weights, and then I'll row for 10 minutes, like 2,000 meters or 2 kilometers, and then I'll run for a kilometer, and then that's an hour done. I'm not burning as
Big
much.
gym you've got there.
I'm not burning as much calories, but I just want to bulk up a bit again now. But I prefer the gym. I don't really like swimming, but you can lose so much. He's like, I'm not just
how
fucking
does he do
blank him
it?
out. Look.
How does he
I
do
know,
it?
just blank him out.
He's like swimming. He's like you
What
scared of the
makes
sharks
me
in the water. He's swimming
what makes
underneath,
me
waiting.
laugh, mate, is he sits there, he says something, we totally ignore him, but he's pissing himself in the corner there. Anyway, I don't really like swimming. I must be honest. I'm not a good swimmer, but it burns calories, doesn't it? That's the thing.
Oh yeah.
If you want to lose weight, swimming's the way to go.
Well, I haven't been
But I'm
swimming for
back in
nearly a
so
month now. I had the 2
Christ.
weeks off from COVID, and then a week off afterwards. I was like, I still don't want to go back just yet. And then I got a foot infection. I'm like, holy shit, right? You can't.
Fucking hell, mate. You're falling
So I'm
apart.
gonna hopefully, and I swear, in just those 4 weeks, I've got back a bit of a belly. So I was
it
definitely.
don't take long.
So I'm really starting to get interested in just how many calories was I burning then? It must be. I think it's a fair few. I was definitely hungrier. I was definitely, yeah. So it's good.
According
It's
to
a good all
my
rounder.
watch, 20-minute swim is 300 calories.
Right.
But I can do 10-minute run on the treadmill and a 10-minute row, and that only burns 100 calories.
Yeah, running is shit.
Yeah.
That's why we're top of the food chain, isn't it? Because we're such efficient runners.
Because we're fat. Because we learn to make guns is why we're top of the food chain.
Yeah. But I've got a bit more definition in me shoulders and my arms again, so I'm happy. So I'll keep plodding in the gym. All right, I've watched some stuff. I've watched Swapped.
Oh,
it's
God.
on Netflix.
Oh.
It's about 10. It's not a film, it's a series.
No, yeah, this is what my missus watches on Sky.
All right, okay. There's loads.
It's about hundreds of them.
Yeah. I've watched the first season in a week. I think it's 13, 14 episodes. That's 15, 14 odd hours.
Yeah, there's 106 episodes.
That's good
At the
going.
moment, it's good. It's quite good. I just put it on and just let it run. And
what, you're doing something else instead of watching it?
No, I'm watching it, but I might be playing games on my phone with my mate or something. But
So you're not
it's
really
on. I
watching it.
don't miss. Yeah, it's just there. But it's good. I like it. It's the same thing every bloody week.
Well, when you've watched
Yeah.
106 episodes of the same thing every week, I'm not sure it's going to be quite as good.
Yeah, so I see how I get on. I don't know how it's gonna. There's got a bit of. I quite like the going in and gun ho and there's quite a lot of action, so that's quite good. I'm not so keen on the like the love story side of it.
Well, that's still going on in
Um,
Series 10.
Oh, is it? Oh, fuck. Okay.
I don't know. I don't watch it. I just walk in and my missus is
Oh,
watching
right. It probably is still going on. So, but it's quite good. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, there's quite a lot of action in it, and shooting and sort of fighting, martial arty type sort of thing. So that's quite good.
it. Martial arty bits, so I must have missed that.
Well, there's loads of takedowns and shit, isn't there? It's not like kung fu, but it's good. It's quite good. So I've been watching that. I don't know how. I've done the first season. If the second season is the same, but carrying on with the main character in his main squeeze. If they don't shut that down quick, I'll probably lose interest. But it's all right. I've got new internet.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well,
I
I've
I
renewed.
heard you say something about internet earlier, but I didn't pick up it
Okay,
was new.
so
Because your gigabit
I
wasn't fast enough.
well, that is fine, but
You've got
I've
100
had
discs in your house now.
I complained that my router. We live in a three-story house. It's a new build. We've got solid walls throughout. There's no partition walls or anything. It's all concrete, breeze block, whatever. So I complained originally that my internet the Wi-Fi was absolute shit. I didn't want to pay for this BT complete Wi-Fi thing where they give you the discs because it's extra. So they gave me what is called whole home Wi-Fi, which is you can use basically your first disk is connected to the router, but you turn your Wi-Fi off, and then all your other disks that you have around the house are fed off of one disk.
Does
So
that
you
mean you've
don't
got
use your
two
router.
networks then? Does that mean?
No, because you turn that network off. You turn
Yeah,
your router
you
network
turn your main
Wi-Fi off,
router
Yeah,
off.
that's what
Yeah,
I've done with mine, but
and
I've
you
got
yeah.
Google
and you
instead of
just
BT
use
discs.
right, exactly right. So but we've got 4 of those discs around the house, and when they're working, they're brilliant. We can get like 300, 400
Meg. Yeah.
download. We start off with 900, so that's acceptable. Going down to 400, but the fucking things are constantly losing connection, and the only way to regain connection is to reset the whole lot, go around the whole house and reset every fucking one,
Oh,
and it
bloody hell.
takes ages.
Eesh.
So, and they were driving me fucking nuts, and we've put up with that for 2 years.
That's your old ones.
Well, yes.
Oh,
So my
right.
contract has run out. So I phoned them up and said, I want to renew my TV, but they've brought out the current BT TV box is only wired. And I said, and the new box is Wi-Fi. So I said, right, I want the same internet that I've got. I want the same TV that I've got, but I want the new box, and I want to get rid of these poxy discs and give me the complete Wi-Fi, which means the router is connected to a disk that's connected to a disk. So the router you use the router as the thing rather than have a disk
It's
and
like
turn the
it's a
router
mesh
off.
network, all one
Yes,
network.
Yeah.
yes, and it's only using the router now, because what I had to have was one disk right next to connected to the router.
Yeah.
Well, now I don't need that disk connected to the router. The 2 or 3 disks that I've now got feed
They
off
are
of the router.
connected to the router.
Yes. So my connection has gone. I'm getting double the speed that I was getting before, and the fucking things haven't gone off once in a week. So finally, I've got a stable connection.
Well, you did have until you said that.
But even like Daisy's room is the furthest away from anything, and she was only getting about 30. I'm saying only. She was only getting about 30 meg. And it sounds like a lot, but when every other fucker's using it, that 30 meg wasn't particularly stable. But I did a test this morning on every single device that we've got, and the slowest speed we're getting is 180 meg.
It's plenty.
180 down and 110 up. And it's
Okay.
dead straight line, stable, perfect. So hopefully all my woes of, oh Dad, my disc's gone off. Can you reset it for me, please? Hopefully them days are now gone.
Sound like Kev from.
The only thing is, because it's BT, they're absolute cunts. I asked for 3 discs, they only sent me 1. So I was back on the phone with them, send me some more discs. Right, okay, we can do more discs. They still haven't sent me my wireless BT TV box. They were supposed to phone me back today, because once you order one thing, you can't possibly order another thing. You have to wait for that thing to arrive before you can then order something.
Oh, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I do that.
Yeah. So they were meant to call me back today at 3 o'clock so I can order my Wi-Fi, my wireless BT box, but that hasn't fucking turned up. So I've currently still got another disc at the back of my TV down here that's hardwired. So God knows when that's going to turn. I'll have to phone them up tomorrow and try and sort that shit out. Their service is very good, but their customer service is fucking atrocious. You're always on the phone to them trying to sort something out.
Oh, I'm not.
Absolutely useless. When it's working, brilliant. And I think I finally solved my woes now. But it's still 150 up and down. When I'm down here, I get I've just done a test on my MacBook and I'm getting 700 down at the moment on Wi-Fi. So I can't complain at that. That's
You're in
pretty
the
good.
future, Pilch. You're in the future.
Yeah. So that's been a thing this week I've been trying to sort out.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And I told them I didn't want to pay no more. Times are hard, mate. Times are hard at the moment. You know, everything's going up. So I got this complete Wi-Fi. It's supposed to be like £12 a month more.
Times are hard, mate. Times are hard. I need the best internet you've got.
Yes.
4K television.
Well,
I need
let me tell
one
you,
for each of the 3 televisions I got. But times are hard,
my
mate.
internet costs £65 a month just for the internet. You add the TV to it, and it's 115 quid.
Wow.
But anyway, so I told them I want the complete Wi-Fi, but I'm not paying more than the standard. So they did me a solid on that. But also, I knew moving on to my next thing, that if you signed up for a new 2-year contract, they give you a year's worth of Game Pass for free. So straight away, I thought, whatever happens, I'm saving $11.99 because they're going to give me Game Pass. So I cancelled my Game Pass in preparation, and lo and behold, this afternoon I got a text to say, "Oh, here's your code for your year's free Game Pass." So I've got another year of playing a load of old shit.
But I think it just stacks, though, doesn't it? Like, wouldn't that just stack on top of your normal Game Pass?
I was only paying monthly anyway.
Ah,
My 3 years of free Game Pass for £1 had run out a couple of months ago. So I for the last 3 months I've been paying monthly. So I've saved 11. So I've got a better service for slightly less money. Plus I've got Game Pass chucked in. So I'm happy with that for the moment. What have I been watching? Oh God, right, okay.
so what?
Now, my wife, she does. She'll flick through. She'll flick through Amazon or we've got Amazon again. Fucking hell! I
Good.
cancelled Amazon.
Make sure you sub.
I think it's still
Times
on.
is tough, mate.
I cancelled Amazon, right? So obviously you get till the end of your month, didn't you? So I cancelled it about 3 weeks ago. Jack comes down the other day. Have we still got Amazon? I want to watch the new Top Gear or whatever it's called, the Grand Adventure. There's a new
Grand
one
Tour.
just started. Right. So I had a look and it says Grand Tour coming out on the 15th, which was yesterday. When did my Amazon run out? The 13th. So guess what I've done?
Done a year?
I've resubscribed to Amazon again.
Well done. How was
For a
your
year.
how was your 2 days off?
Oh, it's lovely. It was lovely. So I've had to resubscribe to that. To be fair, I was missing the music because I don't use Spotify. I don't pay for Amazon.
You can't afford to be
Music.
without it if you pile into all of their services. You get used to having it.
Yeah. So
It's like
I
I'm not going to ever stop paying for YouTube. I don't think, because those not having adverts is just like that's fucking good days.
Right. I got my 3 months free of that, and it ran out a few weeks ago, and I just can't. It's 11 quid. That's a lot of money just not to have adverts.
But I use the music instead of Spotify. So.
Okay, right, yeah, okay. Well, I've got Amazon again now, so I've got Amazon Music. So but back to what I was saying. Right, so Lisa flicks through. She very, very rarely watches a film. She'll go all the way through Amazon and Netflix and whatever, and she never finds anything. She just goes back to watching the same old shit. But this weekend or last weekend, there's only so many hours you can watch the fucking box in a black car driving through the streets. So, i.e., the Queen, because that's all that's been on the fucking telly this week.
I haven't watched any telly.
Nothing but the fucking Queen. So Saturday night, Lisa goes, I'm just gonna find a film and we're gonna watch it. So I thought, oh, right, okay, here we go. First film she found was called Mordecai.
What is that?
That's
Have
with
you
Johnny
heard of
Depp,
it?
isn't it? Yeah.
It is Johnny Depp. Oh my god, what a crock of shit!
Oh, okay, thanks. It's been on my sort of do I watch that or
No,
don't I?
no, praise. Don't watch it, mate. Don't
Okay,
watch
thanks,
it.
mate.
It was awful, but it was better than watching Have I Got News for You for the 50th time. So,
Was it though?
So we sat and watched that. It was all right. It passed a couple of hours. I was falling asleep anyway, so that was all right. So the next day, what's on the telly? Fucking Queen. Awesome repeats. Okay, let's watch another film. Second film, Ideal Home, with Steve Coogan and Paul Rudd. Has anyone seen this?
No.
It worries me that I've never heard of it, so I would
No.
imagine it's probably toilet.
Lisa loves Paul Rudd. She thinks he's hilarious. So we puts this on. Okay, let's watch it. This is what it's about. It starts off as a young lad and a man, and their father and son. The father gets arrested. He says, go to this address. They'll look after you while I'm in prison. So it turns out that Steve Coogan is his grandfather. He's hardly ever seen his son, who's gone in prison, but the boy turns up at his house. Steve Coogan is a chef, a TV chef. He's very pompous, makes these TV programs about cooking, and he's gay. Paul Rudd is his gay boyfriend stroke husband. Little boy turns up and they have to look after him for a little while.
Does hilarity ensue?
No hilarity ensues. There's a lot of gay innuendo. At one point, Steve Coogan is laying on his front and Paul Rudd is giving him a very good scene too. Don't watch it. It is it's worse than Mordecai. I'll tell you that now. 2 evenings, well and truly wasted, in my opinion. So, if anyone wants to watch Ideal Home or Mordecai, do not fucking bother.
Right.
I think that's me. Yeah, that's me done. There you go. I've watched 2 shit films, and and I've been to the gym. That's all
And
I've done
watched
in
another
2
shit
years.
TV show.
No, SWAT's good. SWAT's good at the moment.
Okay. We'll
I've
see
got
how
a
I feel
whole
next
list. I
week.
went through. I went through Netflix last week, and I added about 20 things to my watch list. So I've got
How many of them have you
whole.
watched?
Well, I've only watched SWAT so far because I've spent 13 hours watching it. But there is a film with what's his name? Vinnie Jones. There's a film with Vinnie
Oh, this is
Jones
going to be good,
about
isn't it?
an oil tycoon, and Vinnie Jones is a London gangster, if you can
Oh,
believe
fuck
that.
off. No way.
No.
So that's the next thing on my list to watch. I want to watch the
I want to watch the film where Vinnie
oh.
Jones is a shit footballer that manages to do really well somehow.
I want to watch the what's it? Fucking not Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. I want to watch that. I haven't
The
started
TV
watching
show.
it. Yeah, but I want to. I
Are you
want to
waiting
watch
for them
that
all
now.
to be out before you watch it?
Yeah, I'll do them
In
all
case you
one
get right into it and then be like, oh.
Yeah. And I shall definitely. I'll watch the new Top Gear thing or Grand Tour thing that's just come on. So I'll talk about that next week. But other than that, I'm done. I'm done. Can't think of anything else.
Okay, Dave.
I've not done a huge amount. I remember Fraser saying about your guilty pleasure, which was the She-Hulk.
Yeah, it still is.
Still is, still watching it. Well, the missus has got me into Married at First Sight UK.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh my god.
It's proper fucking trash telly.
Oh,
Like,
please don't tell me it's sort of a reality show of.
Mm.
it's a
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
a reality
Dave. Are you
of
she's got you into
Is
it?
it reality, though? I'm pretty sure it's all faked.
No, it's
it's
not.
fake.
It's all
Yeah,
fake.
no, yeah. It's all. I think from what I've been told, is the first one UK actually was a reality in that they tried to get people together and chose people for actually their personalities and getting them together. Since then, it's like not a lot of people watch that. I tell you what, people like is fucking the worst
Fucking.
people.
Yeah, people like fucking.
Yeah, people like people fucking, and the worst people fucking. Just horrendous excuses for humanity. So self-absorbed. Um, like everyone's always playing up for the cameras. Um, everything's a everything's like the best or the worst thing in the world for them. And it's so bad. It's proper car crash TV,
Mm.
and I love it. I love it. I
Okay.
love.
Oh,
I love just like just seeing them going. This person is just the worst person in the world. It's and then
And then they
watching them
bring out someone who's even worse.
yeah, and then pairing them with
And then
a
they get
fucking
married.
psychopath.
Hooray.
Yeah. And it's hey Lord.
That's a big bottle pilch.
Yeah, it's horrendous telly, and I've
and you
been
know it.
I've been suckered into it. Oh wow, okay. Pilch is making his way through a bottle of Jack Daniels.
You ain't finishing that tonight.
So yeah, I don't know if anybody else has watched it or the
No.
missus watched it. It is a girly thing. A lot of people I know who watch this are ladies. But I think I watch it for the irony of how bad it is, and I like that about it. So yeah, very funny. Just if you get a chance, watch an episode.
No.
Just because it's yeah the
I feel
horrible
like my
people.
life would be much better if I never watched this show ever.
No, I tell you what, you would think your life is better
By
by watching
watching.
it.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
You go, yeah, like I can't, like I feel quite good as a human being. If this is like how other human beings live and function in
I
society.
don't think they really live like this.
I don't know.
It's all fake.
I don't know, mate. I'm starting to get the realize. There was maybe a few years ago. It suddenly dawned on me. It was like you just don't realize that you carve this path for yourself as you grow older, and you slowly just insulate yourself from other swathes of the population, right? And I'm not just saying that in a sense of you know, Dave has carved this, so now he's completely insulated from. I don't even know who these people are.
Reasonable
Whatever.
people.
I don't know, but there's a lot of people out there very different from yourself, right?
Yeah.
Whoever you may be or whatever
Yeah.
you may be like.
Yeah. Yeah. I do wonder if it is a slice into like how these younger people, some of them are older, but how people of not in my social circle and people that I'd ever associate with, how they actually live their life. I know it is like it's only going to be a slice of, because it is reality TV and there's a camera on them, and everyone always plays up for a camera. But sometimes there's some people on there that they are not. It doesn't appear that they are for the camera, because you can see them. They're panicking.
Because they're
The panic in
professional
their eyes.
actors.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They've all got Instagrams and the whole thing is sponsored by TikTok.
Hooray!
God, see, the problem I have with that is giving it the time of day validates it for those who've made it. And
so yeah, like I would never follow it in that respect. I just I have it on my TV.
You'll just watch it with your wife and then talk about it to 100 people and how much you like it.
No, I find it fascinating.
I don't know people that are like these people.
Oh, you've watched it then, have you?
I don't. I'm aware of it.
He's watched
But
every
then
single
all
episode.
these- But all these, they're all
Well,
these
like Love
programs, I
Island and
don't-
things like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what the difference is between us and them? About 30 years.
Maybe. All right. Yeah, but my kids are that age. They're not like. Where do they find them? Where do they get them from? I don't know anybody that is like.
That's
those
exactly
people.
it, though.
Yeah,
You've carved yourself this path where you now are insulated from those people. Your friends don't associate with those people. Their friends don't associate with those people, and you end up being completely insulated from the completely chavtastic society which is going on 100 yards down from wherever you might be. Right? We have no
It's
idea.
not going on,
I know.
though.
Central.
I don't think it is going on, though, Fraser. It's not just down the road. It's not people that you just don't
mate.
associate with. These are not normal people. All
It's
these
like
programs.
it's like not knowing that the mafia exists. Anybody who think the mafia or organized crime doesn't exist in your big town, if you live in a big town or a city or whatever, like the place is rife with organized crime. People who are like from the Boris Johnson class or whatever, upper crust twits they're so insulated from the common man. They're the same. We have nothing to do with those people. So like there's all these pockets of completely different people.
Well,
And unfortunately,
all right,
television has decided that we can tap into that. Let's go get the chavtastics and
I
whoever
feel
they are.
like the so-called influencer from social media. I think it's those people that want more exposure, want more likes, and want more followers, and I think it's those kind of people that go onto this show, and their life is built around making drama, because that's what they feed off. Everything's a oh, this person said this, or oh, you know what, this is the worst day of my life because I don't know, there's no fucking COD.
Couldn't buy a
Wi-Fi.
fucking loaf of
Yeah.
bread.
Well,
Bread,
no,
that's
I
not a
think
priority.
I think
no,
Big Brother started all this
yeah,
shit years and
massively.
years ago, and it's
Yeah,
just everything's tailored to.
yeah. It's the same
But
thing.
they're
But,
just
like Big Brother, like
they pick these
the first
people
yeah,
because they know people are gonna just laugh at them because they're absolute fucking idiots. 90% of the people on these reality programs are there's there's got to be. Oh, I'm not going to be
yeah.
nasty, but there's something wrong with them. They're not normal. They're not normal people. Please don't tell me they're normal people. They're not. They're attention
There is one
seekers.
or
They'll
two
do
normal people in
anything
there.
to get on the telly.
Yeah, there's one or two. They've chucked in the token. Actually, these people seem
They
normal,
never
and
win
I
though.
feel
They never get
no.
anywhere because like this guy's well boring, too normal.
Well, that's it. They chuck these normals in with the fucking like psychos, and
And
it's
they've got to be over the top at everything, haven't they?
yeah,
Whatever their trait is, it's exaggerated.
yeah,
Whatever their thing is, it's 10 times
yeah,
a normal person's thing. You know,
Yeah.
Who are?
if you know what I mean.
The
But
drama, it's all the
yeah,
drama, isn't it?
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. I
It's
yeah,
don't
it's
know.
the it's
I
the
mean,
escalating the normal into something that might be of, interest to other people.
yeah,
It's,
yeah,
but
"Oh my god, I went to the
it's
shop and you would not believe what
yeah,
happened when I was in the queue to pay for my Bounty bar."
yeah.
but
Somebody
these
got
programs are definitely aimed at women because
yes,
they love all that fucking drama and relationships and
See, I watched
it's just
something
the
that was a load of
general.
old bollocks the other day because I was watching the football. I was watching the goal show on BT Sport, which is very good if you have access to BT Sport. The Champions League midweek. Don't bother watching a live game. Just watch the bit where all the experts talk watching all the shows and they flick between all the goals. Very good. Quite funny at times. But after that, something came on BT Sport that I'd never watch ever. And because I don't know, I couldn't move. Could be asked to move. I watched for about half an hour and I was like, this is quite possibly the biggest load of shit I've ever watched. And it was NXT wrestling. I was like, it's just absolute fucking bollocks. I don't know how
I've
anyone
seen
watches
that
it.
before.
I was just
Okay,
like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
okay, I like wrestling, so I
Yeah, but it's not
appreciate wrestling.
Mate, you need to
WWF or
watch this. It's
WWE or
fucking
whatever they
atrocious.
call it now.
They are blatantly not doing anything proper. It's so fucking blatant that they're not.
Yeah.
It's all planned. It's, all
It's like
acted. It's
watching
like,
it in the 80s with,
what the fuck is
with Big
this?
Daddy and all that. It's terrible. I've seen it.
It's worse than
it's
Big
the
Daddy.
lowest
It's
low
worse than Big
rent.
Daddy in the
Yeah,
80s.
it's the lowest low rent wrestling you've ever seen. It's literally like some blokes have just gone, yeah, let's just have a little wrestle.
But there's people commentating on it like it's the best thing ever. I'm like,
I
what
know.
the fuck is this? What the fuck is
I
this?
know. I've seen it. It's awful.
I just have to watch it. I was sitting there going, is this for fucking real? It's like, this can't be for people. There's
Is
loads
that-
of people
so
chanting in the crowd and everything like, what's the fuck?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
bad.
good. I think that's the thing I like. I for wrestling, I appreciate good wrestling, and I'm in that fully aware that it's all choreographed and all that sort of stuff. Is
show
it?
wrestling, not
Show wrestling,
not-
WWF or whatever, and all the way down to the lower leagues. I've been to some matches here.
It's a
in the last-
performance,
in-
isn't it?
It's a performance.
Barely.
And when they
Barely.
and when you
What I watched.
well, the one that you watched barely, yeah. So, but if
Yeah.
people are putting their heart and soul into it, and they're giving it their best, like I've watched some pretty low level, what they would call
Mate,
it.
this
like,
was
it's
on
not-
the fucking TV. This is not low level.
Yeah,
It's
see
on the
that's
fucking telly.
that's not
I
good.
know,
That's
it's-
not good. If it's bad.
Oh
yeah, that's
god,
not
it
good.
was
It's
so
like down in
bad.
the
I was
village
like,
hall,
what the
isn't it?
fuck?
It's awful.
like a fate scheduled
But
wrestling.
I don't like is it WWE now? It's called
Yeah,
or all that WrestleMania.
yeah, whatever.
I don't like it, but it is a show. It's an entertainment. It's not real. Everyone knows it's not real, but you've got to be pretty fucking fit, and it's so well choreographed. It's an art, really.
Well, does it,
Well, I
does it
told
look
you,
like
did
they're
I-
actually hurting each other? Because this was fucking lame.
Yeah, see, that's not good.
No,
But I mean,
come on, no.
see,
We know
I
we're talking about
did I
the
tell you about the
lowest
one?
below, but the
Did I tell?
professionals, it is a. It
They are
is a.
professionals. But it's fucking
No, they're
awful.
not. They've just
It's
gone
not
down the
fucking
pub
like
with
me
the
and my
dates.
mates
Come
got
on.
a fucking
It is.
GoPro and started
Like I
videoing
say,
it. They've got
I
a steel
don't like
cage around the
wrestling.
ring and everything. And it was fucking shocking.
I mean, if you want to watch fighting, watch fucking MMA
UFC.
or something like that. Yeah, UFC.
Oh no, you see, I've gone past. I don't really want to see people kick the shit out of each other. I'd much
I'd
rather
rather watch people actually hit each other.
I took my son to a wrestling match down in Toronto, and I didn't really know what to expect. But I was like, this is something different, never been. Let's go find out what it's about. And this guy came into the ring. Can't remember what his name is now. And he was calling out this guy to fight, and the guy didn't turn up because apparently he broke his neck the week before, right? And then so he goes, "Will no one fight me?"
Does
And
he
then
come in
so
with
he
all
said,
like strapped
so he-
up and everything?
so the guy stands in the ring and he says, "Will nobody fight me?" And then this voice comes over the tannoy and it goes, "I'll fight you." Oh yeah, it was Handsome Mike, I think his name was. Psycho
Of
Mike,
course.
that was his name.
Handsome Mike,
And-
Psycho Mike, bit of a difference.
And the guy goes, "Yeah, I'll fight you." And he goes, "Who is this?" He goes, "I'm you." And he ends up fighting himself in the ring, right? Slamming himself down. And then at the
This is some
point where he
Fight Club
grabs
bullshit going on.
it was brilliant because at one point he grabs a towel and a bottle of water and starts waterboarding himself. And I swear, like I was in the crowd just pissing myself. And I was like, full marks. You have 100%. You were worth me coming out
Is
for,
that
right?
called jumping
Totally
the shark?
entertained.
Is that
Totally
jumping the shark?
entertained.
I would just say, 7-year-old Pilch, Vauxhall Holiday Park, Great Yarmouth, watching the wrestling in the clubhouse. The most amazing thing I've ever fucking seen. When you're 7 years old and there's two blokes chucking each other around and fucking slamming them and knocking them, that's something
It's
to
all
behold.
right, isn't it? It's all right.
Mate,
It's all
this
right.
It
was
is.
absolutely dire. It was so bad.
So Dave, did you
Yeah.
what was that show you were watching? Is that what it was? Maths UK.
So yeah,
Married at First Sight.
Sight, UK.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There is an Australian one. Apparently, the Australian one's
I'm sure that's
better.
amazing.
Like, as in, it's a whole nother level of craziness. But we haven't sunk down that rabbit hole yet.
Yet,
Oh.
is it?
Yet. But yeah, so that's the only real thing that I've been watching. I've watched other shit, but nothing worth talking about. The other thing that I've been doing this week.
That must have been really bad if you talked about this one.
Yeah.
You didn't talk about the other stuff you watched. Fucking
Didn't
hell.
you, Dave? Didn't you have COVID through the house again recently, or is that the last one you?
Yeah, the last one was me. Yeah,
Did your wife not get it as well again?
Kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
It's but no, we're all good. We're all good
Okay.
now. The other thing I've been doing is setting up Piehole, which is funny when you were talking about YouTube ads.
Piehole.
Piehole. So Piehole is a DNS black hole for advertisements and what's it called? Can't think of the word now. Reporting. Where where companies take your data and basically sell it on and use it.
You mean agreeing to all the cookies?
It's kind of it's basically for ads though, and stopping ads coming through all your devices connected to your network. So Piehole normally sits on a Raspberry Pi that acts as your DHCP, which allocates all your IP addresses across your network. I've got my Synology NAS, which can run.
I'm hanging on to this one by my fingertips. I'm about to lose my grip.
I have not got a fucking clue what he's talking about.
Okay, Right.
Not a clue.
I'll dumb it down.
Carry on.
This is the best time for a pee break, isn't it?
It's no, but no, it's gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick. It's basically this pie hole that I've set up removes all adverts across all websites and other systems, including YouTube ads on all my mobile devices when I'm on the network, when I'm at home. So, yeah,
I'm
it's
interested in things like this. Where does it sit?
so it sits there.
I know, but literally, like in the chain of stuff coming in. So I have a very simple internet system. I have
Yep.
a modem stroke router or
Yep.
router, whatever you say, and that's it. My phone line comes into there. That handles the modem side and then the router side as well. It's got built-in Wi-Fi and it sends it out to the house. I have nothing as complicated as you guys at
Yep.
all. I would like to add in my own router and stuff like that, but it all fucking works, and
Yep.
I just do not want to touch it. I have
Yep.
no interest in buggering around with
Right.
it. So
So
while what you're selling sounds very appealing, my concern is to the layman like myself.
yeah.
How do I put that into my
So
system?
at the moment, your router. See, yours is with a perfect example of how to do this. Your router, when you try and access a website from any of your devices when you're on your home network, it you ask for, I don't know, what is my IP, and that your router goes off to a separate site and says, okay, what is my IP.com? What is the IP address of it? So 10.0.0.1, for example.
No, you've lost me already.
So every single website, even Google, everything, the name of the website has to be corresponding to the actual address, and all the addresses are an IP address, either
4
an
numbers
IP,
separated by 3
yeah,
periods,
IP
dots.
IP4
whatever.
Okay.
or an IP6. IP6 is a lot more
Yeah,
complicated,
yeah.
but an IP4. So your router goes over to an addressing system and says, what does that really relate to? And then sends it back. What Pi-hole does is that takes that responsibility, and you'd have to do a little bit of config. You have to tell your router to go to the Pi-hole to say this, and
So
then
it's like, I don't know, some people may have set their not their IP address, what's it called? DNS servers. People
yeah,
have messed with, probably a lot of people have messed with their DNS servers, where it, like, you put in the Google DNS server instead of your IP provider. You may have done that.
yeah. It's a way of telling your router,
tomorrow, Fraser?
telling you right. It's a way of
My
telling
brain is melting.
It's a way of telling your router, instead of going off to a generic thing to tell you what the IP addresses are, you use a Pi-hole, Raspberry Pi Pi-hole, and you take a list. These come either pre-configured, or you can sort of download lists or configure your own and say, don't allow these ones. And there's a massive list of things that are advertisements. Like, I think on mine is like 18,000 known advertisement IP addresses that do not allow. So
Okay, pennies
so
dropping now. I got
so
it.
Getting
so
it now. Yeah.
so when
So
you
it
go to
shuts all
these
them
Liars.
sites,
down.
Liars.
so when you go to these sites, or for example YouTube, it has to pull the adverts from an address,
Right.
and it can only do that by finding out what
Okay.
the address of it is. But if it's pointing to your Pi-hole and your Pi-hole's like, oh, I'm not going to allow that address, that's on the block list, it can't load that advert, so it just loads straight into the video.
Right. So
Why don't these
so
places then stop you viewing their content if you're not going to allow their adverts and stuff? Then surely they could do that.
No, because they don't know that you're blocking them, because you don't send an address out to them before
So
you
is that
get
what an ad blocker does?
Yeah.
If you install ad blocker, all that's doing is stopping all them IP addresses for them
so
specific.
ad
They
blocker on
must have a
Don't use an ad
database
blocker
of
on Twitch, though.
all
Eh?
of those.
No, ad blocker
No,
on.
you don't.
No, don't
on
use ad
Chrome.
blocker on Twitch. Just saying.
I only use it
Not
on
Twitch.
Google.
No.
On
Well, it doesn't matter. Twitch wouldn't know, though, would they?
YouTube.
No, he's
No, but we
saying that.
won't get the
They
revenue
don't
then, obviously.
Yeah.
You don't get the revenue, do you?
Yeah.
Not that
Oh,
we
yeah,
get
all
a
that
lot. We
fucking
don't get
money
much
we're
ad
raking
revenue,
in.
let's be honest.
We
I
had
was going to play
we
some
had
ads.
we had a Twitch payout this week. Did you notice?
I
Did
noticed.
we?
Just saw an email.
They dropped $50 to the Seal podcast.
Again,
Yeah.
already.
Because
Yeah,
they've
well, they're
changed the
paying out-
thresholds.
Have you not seen Fraser
I
New
know,
Mike?
but
Fraser bought a new jag.
hang on, we only had a right. Okay, so we're not in it for the money, but how have we earned another £50 within a couple of months?
It's not been a couple of months.
No, it's not been a couple of months.
It's been a few,
probably-
several months.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or $50 Canadian.
I think we
No,
earned. I think
50
we
US.
earned. We earned. And here we go. Here's a peek behind the curtain, people. Last year, the Seal Podcast LLC included LTD Limited PLC earned probably. I think we got our hosting fees the 100, but we did it in under a year, didn't we?
Yeah, just.
We got $100 to cover our hosting fees, and I think we did it in about 10 months.
But most of that is coming from the free
Prime subs.
Prime subs, yeah.
subscriptions, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That's how we pay for this whiskey. Thank you.
If only.
It's definitely not how we pay for the whiskey.
I don't think we're paying for much else.
Unless Fraser's been
That's the
sending you
hosting fees.
PayPaling you money.
No. So yeah, we're on. Again, it's probably been like what a good 5 or 6 months since then. Another $50. So it pays the hosting fees.
Okay.
Whatever. It's nice. So yeah, reminder: Prime
It'd be
subs
better
are
if
always
you had a
welcome.
bit more control over it, wouldn't it? Because they just said, "Oh yeah, we've changed the thresholds, and here you go, here's some money." It was like, yeah,
The problem I have with it is they've
you're
given
going
it
to
to me
spend it.
6 months early, and now I'm just gonna, without knowing it, piss
Blow
it up the wall on something, and then I'm gonna be stuck. I'm gonna be into it, aren't I? In May when the hosting fees come around.
So here's a question then. As a listener who has Prime, how much do we actually get per subscription
It's like £4 or
from
something.
the free?
God,
It's-
no, it's not that much. It's only about $2.50 or something. It's half what a normal.
$2 US, isn't it? Is it $4 normally?
It's half. It's roughly half of whatever
It's
a monthly subscription is.
So we potentially get half of whatever a full Prime sub. Like you don't pay for a Prime sub unless you decide
well,
to give it to
you
somebody
do,
else.
but-
Obviously, you don't really pay for it, do you? You know,
So
not-
us four are generating $8 ourselves.
Right, exactly.
us.
So even just by doing our own Prime subs, it's worth us to do it.
Don't tell everybody. Twitch
And
might be
we're
listening.
basically paying. So we're basically paying our own fees.
Trust
Not
me, there
paying
are,
for
there
it.
are-
It's what-
It's a benefit, side
I know we're
benefit.
not- Well, we are paying for it because if we stop
Well, I'm not
for
paying
Prime,
fucking
we're
Amazon
paying.
Prime just to pay for the podcast.
I'm only solely paying $7.99 a month, so the Still Podcast gets $2 a
I'll
month.
tell you what. Why don't you just pay Fraser $8 a month?
That would be easier, wouldn't it? I'll just pay the fees every
You just
year.
can't watch Lord of the Rings, obviously.
we need. I don't want it. I don't want it. We need an accountant now. Somebody needs to take care of this. I am spending the money before it's due
Do not do that.
on hosting fees. Don't worry.
If anyone has,
Does
can we
your
just say now, if anyone has Amazon Prime, it's not costing you anything.
if you're
Put
not
up with
using it for
adverts
someone
on
you actually
everybody
like,
else's.
then throw it our
Yeah.
way. We'll be happily
Yeah.
take it.
If you don't want to watch adverts on veteran gamers, then
They're
chuck
not
it to us
affiliates.
instead, and not. Are they not?
I don't think you can sub to them.
I know because they got all that Patreon money.
I've
don't
not
they?
seen an option to sub to the
They-
veteran gamers. They've definitely got enough followers and all that who are, but I don't know if they stream
Send it to
regularly
us
enough.
instead.
It was work. We had to do work to get that status.
Oh yeah, streaming. Oh no, yeah. Because them
Anyway.
2 hours we streamed this week, we've earned that, haven't we?
As much as we should stay on the topic of our
Sending
huge,
us money.
our huge Twitch empire. Anything else, Dave, on Piehole? Oh, sorry. So, Dave, answer me the question. So,
Go on.
so physically, so you're not running it. How could I possibly run that though on mine? Where would I do that?
So you'd need to get a
Over
Raspberry
a
Pi.
Raspberry Pi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then where does it sit?
Yeah, on the Raspberry Pi. The
Wherever
Raspberry
you put
Pi-
it,
No, where does the Raspberry Pi? How does that hook into the
Okay,
system?
you just plug it into your router,
I ain't got no space. Oh, I suppose I could put it into a
a hub.
switch. Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
get a little network switch, yeah. Probably
Yeah,
cost you about
Okay.
50 quid.
maybe $50 US. For,
What have you? How many?
Well, the
how
cheap
many
ones are
Ethernet-
30, but
How many Ethernets have you got in your router then that you've filled them up?
I've got 4. Pretty much almost everything is hardwired. I've got 4 ports out on my modem and router, and then one of them goes to my wife's computer. One of them goes to my computer upstairs. One of them goes to the
Okay.
computer in the garage, and the other one goes to a switch which covers all the computers in the
a
basement.
Nintendo Switch.
So
Yeah, you could just plug it into one of the ones in the basement, and
I've
it'll
got,
still
I've
point to
got
it.
nothing.
Be fun.
yeah,
I've got nothing hardwired. Everything's Wi-Fi. Mainly because I don't want to start cutting holes in brand new walls. But
yeah. Well, the thing is, in my basement, I have a false ceiling. It's like tiles. You can push them up and get into it.
okay.
And then also, it turned out I have a whole house vacuum system. So I have pipes running all through my
Oh,
house.
that'd be nice.
And I figured out a way to fish the cable through them.
Which
So
is
basically, what I
you
do is
drop like a bit string.
no, I get a vacuum. I go to the room where I want it, where I want the cable, and I plug a vacuum in there, and I suck it, and then I go to the basement
suck it?
where I've cut a hole, and I feed the string in, and it gets sucked all the way through to where I need it to go, and then
That's brilliant.
I attach my Cat 5 cable and pull it through on the string all the way up through the system.
See, I think I'd have to go external if I'd have to go outside the house if I was
Whoa.
going to do. I don't know how
Why
that
would you want
affect.
to drill holes in your outside walls rather than in your inside walls?
No, I did that when I was in
It's-
the kitchen. I
Yeah, I think that's
drilled a hole
easier.
out and then routed the wire all the way
Yeah,
out
but you're
round
going
the outside.
outside of your house to a shed.
No, I am now, but before I routed a cable out of my living room all the way around the outside of the house and then back into the kitchen where my computer was before.
Crikey. Think of the lag
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Probably need a booster, power
Well,
booster on it.
I'm almost considering wasting 20 grand in fees just to move to a house just down the road that's got full integrated.
You could probably spend about 300 quid on what in Ethernet in your house, probably. Maybe less. I don't know. Maybe a bit more.
I don't want to mess
I
my
don't know, you want
lovely
Yeah, but you don't have
plasterers,
to do it. You pay someone else to do it.
painters, yeah. Just get an electrician, a plasterer, a painter. Just
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
I
move
don't
out
want to
for like
spend
2
10
weeks.
grand anyway. So.
Just go on
What a big
holiday to like
fucking drama
I don't know,
queens you
fucking
are.
Malibu or something, and just get them all in at the same time. It's fine.
Malibu. All right, let's move on then to.
As long as you've got fast enough internet coming in, you should be able to be all right with Wi-Fi. The
Yeah,
faster it
Wi-Fi's
is,
shit though.
less shit that you're going to lose. So
Yeah, the problem with my house is it's
my kids are
some
moaning
of the
about their
concrete
in
ping
walls.
Canada.
going up to 10.
Wi-Fi
Jack
doesn't
shouted
stretch.
downstairs the other day, my Wi-Fi is shit, my ping is 10.
10?
So
Fucking deal with it.
yeah.
10 to
Well,
what?
there you go.
10 milliseconds.
10 ping.
Yeah, to what
Yeah,
though?
10 milliseconds.
See,
For the
He
server.
was playing. Yeah,
10's nothing. That's
Depends
fine.
on it.
exactly. That's
Tell
what
him
I
to
fucking told
yeah,
him.
tell him to
What is
shut
he?
up.
Fucking
No,
like a robot or something that can operate faster than 10 milliseconds?
Dad, I can't play CSGO. I've got 10 ping. Oh, all right, mate. Carry on.
What's that? 1/100th of a second, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's move on then to what we've been playing. I'm looking at the list here. I think we'll get. Oh, it doesn't matter really, does it? Who wants to start? Dave, do you want to start?
I'll go start. I'll go first. So I've been playing some more CK3, Crusader Kings 3.
Okay.
Exactly.
This is Neil's.
So
pulling
I'm
up the-
finding it. I'm finding it.
Just waiting for the video.
You don't
Still
need to
waiting
wait for the video.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm on it. There we go.
Okay. This is my new Factorio. I've decided I haven't actually. So this is another game that I haven't actually finished. I haven't got to the end of the years that is allocated when you first start. So I've started at the earliest point, which is like 1867.
18?
867. And I started a kingdom in England.
Wasn't
and
called England then, probably.
It wasn't called England then. No, I can't remember what the thing was called.
Wessex?
But
Something stupid.
I can't even think. It was mid England, and it was like a few counties. And I sort of consolidated them all, took over additional ones, and I've basically built the Empire of Britannia. In
Oh,
England.
it's your fault, is it?
So I took over Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and the whole of England. Brought them together, and I'm now the Emperor of Britannia. And I'm starting to take over France. And my goal is world domination, or at least the
European.
Roman Holy Empire. I think the Roman Holy Empire is probably where I want to get to. And it's one of those things. It's extremely difficult. That you're juggling multiple things at the same time. You can't just conquer everyone all the time because everyone's got different religions, different sort of culture, and you've got to sort of do a juggling act of bringing everyone into the same ideology, same culture, same religion, and juggling family. It's always your brother or your uncle trying to fuck your wife and like bring bastards into the family heirloom.
That'll trouble me.
It's a very odd game like that, but it's all inbreeding and working out heritage, trying to get good traits for your children, and if they don't have good traits and they're your main family,
You eat them.
You organize ways that they don't survive that long. Either putting them into like front of the army
Eat
or
them.
just plotting to murder them. Or you can just they're depending on your religion and actually the laws is that you can tell them tell them to be a man of religion, so they don't take on wives or titles or anything like that. Yeah, I've got into this again into a big style, and yeah, I'm. It's another one that It's like one of these massive games that there's so much going on, and I've realised I've never finished a game. I've always got halfway through. I'm bored of it now, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna get to like make a massive empire, or I'm gonna run out of years, which is like 1500.
So is it like the game, the end state of the game is whatever you decide it to be, basically? It's like...
So the end state of the game is you and all your like family die, and you've got nobody that you can reincarnate into. You play
That's
as
a game over.
That's the game over.
So what's a successful end
The
of
successful is either a state that I think I've won, or the end of years, which they won't simulate anywhere past, which is 1500 something. So yeah, my end game is either I do take over the whole of Europe, or I run out of years. And I'm at like 1,000 AD at the moment. So I've like played for about 150, 200 years so far. Yeah, it's with each when you're playing through, you depending on how well you're doing and how well your other families are doing, your dynasty, so your uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters, everything like that, you get additional resources to get good traits throughout your family tree or live a little bit longer. It's a bit of a weird system, and there's that's on like just one of like 15 or 20 different systems that you can sort of min max to get the best players. So yeah, it's that. I've been playing a lot of that.
Have you done any sessions to 4 a.m, ashamedly, during the week?
Not 4. I haven't gone that bad. It's been
Pretty
like
late. Pretty late the other
pretty,
day.
pretty late. Yeah. So it again, it's one of those games. Just one more turn. I'll just do this one more thing. I've just got to complete this. Just got to merge these countries together. I've just got to take over the allocate this title to him. Oh no, they've uprised and they want independence. Okay, right. Well, I better revoke his title. Try and put him in prison. Oh, he didn't want to go in prison. Right, they've got their armies. Okay, pull in all of my allies to quell the uprising. Okay, right. So now I've beaten them all into submission. Who do I put in their position that they had? Yeah, it's a never-ending list of things that I need to do. But it's good fun. So yeah, that's all I was saying. I have been playing. I'll queue up. I'll talk about the next one if you want to queue it up, Neil.
Depends what it's going to be. I don't know what it is.
Don't worry about Neil's queuing up. Remember,
You start
audio
talking.
podcast first.
Audio
Don't worry
podcast
about what's going on in
Okay.
the video.
So I've been playing The Captain, which is free on Epic at the moment.
Oh yeah, okay. I saw that.
It's
got
an
that one ready.
interesting game. Oh, for God's sake, Neil. It's an interesting game actually. It's a 2D puzzler.
So it's shit then.
It looks
No,
like it looks a bit like Star Trek in the
Yeah,
like the main screen. Like what the fuck?
yeah. It's
Sort of, I don't know what you call it. Like the bit that you look at when you look at it on a store or whatever looks like Star Trek.
yeah. It's a futuristic. So you basically play as a
Wow.
starship pilot, or captain, should I say? And
Oh God, hang on a minute. I'm not finding a good video so far.
no, don't worry about the video.
I've got it now.
But you basically what happens is in the story is that you're flung off when you're basically Earth is under attack. You're before you even take control, you are delivering something to stop this attack, and you get flung off into outer space, into outer sector, and you've got to get back to Earth to deliver what you need to deliver. And you basically there's encounters along the way, either whether it be planets or other starships or enemies trying to stop you. And it's a bit of a 2D puzzler in that you have to work out puzzles depending on where you are. If
It
it's a
looks
planet
like a point
or
and
your
click
own ship.
adventure type
It's
thing.
it is a little bit, and there's puzzles, and each encounter, especially when it's a non-combat encounter, can be solved in a number of different ways. So I'll give an example of one of the encounters that I came across on a planet when I got to my first planet. Is that there was somebody in a cryogenic chamber, or well, what it actually was a meat preserving chamber that had converted into a cryogenic chamber because they'd been there. They'd crash landed onto the planet, and they didn't have any more resources to survive, so they froze themselves. And it's quite funny because I played this 3 different ways. So you can go there, you can attempt to get them out the chamber, and then they die instantly, and you're like, oh shit, okay. But you're given resources to fix your own ship to get off the planet, and that's fine. I was like, oh, I'm not sure about that, so I restarted that encounter. I was like, okay, right, well, I will reset the cryogenic chamber to get them out of it. That seems like a reasonable thing that you need to do. Although I forgot that it was like a meat chamber, like a meat freezer packaging system, and not a cryogenic chamber. So I reset it, and then it chopped, diced, and processed the person in the chamber into meat packages for me, which was not ideal. And then the other way that I done it is like, okay, right now, right, that was silly. I shouldn't have reset. I should just open it. And so I opened the casket, and the person came out, and I didn't really read the note that was on it, but basically the person was inconsolable because I told them it was like thousands of years in the future. This person's been in this casket, and so killed himself
You just couldn't handle it.
because he could handle it. Like all of his loved ones had died, and rereading the note afterwards, it was like, if it's more than like 100 years in the future, I don't want to live, so destroy me. Which I didn't read, and I was like, oh fuck it,
Should have
I'm
just reloaded that save where you chopped him into meat chunks.
pretty much, yeah. But that's like one of the encounters, and then I finished that, and I was like, oh fuck it, I'll just live with it. He's dead. I left him on the planet. I got other bits that I needed, some upgrades to my ship and stuff. And then at the end of it, it presented me with, this is the outcome that was for this encounter. It encourages replay, and
So is there's
basically,
like a right answer, basically, that
no,
you're
there's
supposed to
not.
work towards? Right, okay.
No, there's not. There's that you can have, each encounter has a outcome, and that's the outcome that you've had when you played through. And I'm guessing, it actually says in it, it encourages it to be played through multiple times. So I don't think it's a very
Does it
long
really
game.
encourage it though? Or is it one of those like, no, you gotta play this again?
It doesn't show you, but it basically gives you the impression that there's a number of different outcomes that you could have got from each event. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm not through my second, or I haven't even finished the first one, but I'm wondering if I do play it again, whether it will give me the indication that you've done this one previously, and then this one has been chosen, and things like that. So it is interesting. There is a level of humor that is quite macabre, but
There's definitely looks like they're playing on the 2001 Space Odyssey computer.
yeah.
Thing.
I did get a little bit of flashback vibes with some of the
Yeah.
movement and sort of screen scrolling, and things like that, and the text on the screen, and that it's not difficult in that there is a button that you can say, show everything that is that I can sort of interact with. There is a little bit of, okay, so with the puzzling things is that you've got a inventory, and you can sort of drag the inventory onto the screen and see what that will interact with. So one of the puzzles is you need a power cable to make something work on the screen so that it will open a door, and you drag the power cable from your inventory onto that item, and yeah, so it's all right.
It's all right for free.
It's all right for free. It's free on Epic. So hey, it actually had a really good rating on Epic even before it went on free. It's up like 4.4 or 4.5 or something like that
Out of
on
5,
Epic.
obviously.
Out of 5.
Not like 100.
No. So yeah. But I guess if people are paid for it, then they validate the choices by giving it a good review, because they paid for it, so they want it to be good. That's a bit of a weird thing, but yeah. So the other game I've been playing is, and it's been massively advertised across lots of different places, especially Reddit. I found. I didn't actually see the adverts. I just said, "You suck at parking." Advert blocked. You suck at parking, which is on Game Pass.
It is. I've
So
played some of
again,
this.
another free game. I didn't think much of it. I don't know what you thought.
It's
It was,
alright.
yeah. It's a isometric 3D. So it's an isometric view of a 3D track and car. I played a bit of the single player in that you basically given missions and you've got to complete these maps with various different jumps or
There's a lot of different mechanics that you have to deal with as you progress through. But basically, you've got to park a car in a parking space.
Yeah. You drive a car and it's either full throttle or full on brakes.
Yeah, and if you stop, that's
you
it.
stop.
If you literally lose momentum to the point that you stopped moving, that's the end of that run. And if you're not in a parking space, you're fucked, basically.
Yeah. That's it. Not game over, but that particular run over.
Start again. And I've got quite a lot of perfects from my playthrough. I've got them tangled up here. And it's like a leaderboard chaser type of thing, I guess, is the way to sort of where the longevity
leaderboards worked, though.
Well, they kind of do.
I played a little bit of it last night, but every time I went to check where my standings were against anyone else, it just said me all the way down. So I don't know what's
Mine was
going on
definitely working later on. Maybe it was if you play it at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's fine. Maybe it was 6 o'clock this morning I played it.
But when I was playing it, I didn't have any leaderboards at all either. So maybe if I went back to it, there might be a bit of an incentive to go and beat other people at times.
It's difficult to say. I think if there was a load of people playing it and you're all competing, it could get interesting. But if no one else you know is playing and you're not talking about it, probably not that great.
No. I did play a bit of the multiplayer. I don't know if anybody else did.
I didn't, because I literally went, we can play it on online multiplayer, and I was like, but there was no invite your friends option, so I just went, fuck this.
Yeah, it's like you go into it single. It's okay. It's basically the maps that you play in single player. Or
whoever we're watching on the video must have been playing it well early, because they're not looking that amazing and they're hitting the top fucking 50. It's like, that's bullshit, because I did better than this and I was looking the top fucking 3,000 or 4,000.
But no, the multiplayer, there's like 8 people on the same maps and there's collisions. And it is a bit more of a frantic dash off, and instead of it being timed against, like at the end, it's like you can see other people's progression and when they're not completing the map and stuff, and when they are, and you're behind. So that is quite interesting actually. But yeah, it wasn't enough to keep me. But yeah.
Yeah, I've had a couple of goes at it. Like, I played it for a little while and I was like, he's all right. And then, like I say, when I hadn't slept all night, I thought, fuck it, I'm going to have another go at that. And I had another go. It's all right. It's definitely, like, it gets more complicated, more puzzle. It's a puzzle game at the end of the day. You've got to fucking solve the puzzle in the best way possible.
Can you not steal my job? Because that's my job to play them shit games. Don't mind.
Well, you can still play it. Maybe if you joined on, we can find out how good or shit you are.
Okay. I think there was about 6 new games appeared.
There was a lot of new games this week because they've had the Tokyo Game Show, so they've decided to.
Next week. I'm currently downloading Ni no Kuni, so we'll see.
Have you not played that before? You must have played that on your
No,
PlayStation.
Chris on the Boss Wave used to fucking bang on about it.
He
Well, now you can
loved it,
find out
didn't
how
he?
shit it is.
He loved that fucking game. He did.
It's got to be.
Chris,
It's
if
got to
you're
be shit
still
because it's on Game
alive, let
Pass.
us know. Yeah, there's a Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I think, come on as well.
Yeah, that's the one I got fed up with after about 50 hours of getting nowhere.
Yeah, I fucking hate Assassin's Creed, so I doubt I'm going to play that. Anyway, carry on.
So that's it. That's me. That's what I've been playing so far.
All right, Pilch, you want to go next?
No, because I'm eating Monster Munches at the moment. I've done
Neil?
too much biscuit, I think. Come back.
I've
come back.
also played at You Suck at Parking, so we're not going to talk about any more about that. And I've also carried on playing. Are we talking about what we talk? We're leaving the big game till the end. I'll talk about the other game I've been playing. I've been playing some more Opus Magnum,
right.
which was the Zachtronics game, which is the least complicated Zachtronics game that I've played.
Yet looks so complicated.
It's complicated
that I've been scared of starting it.
You don't have to type code into a fucking machine to make it work. It's all very visual. It's a puzzle game where, as I said before, I think I tried to describe before, you are using. Well, you get given a load of tools at the beginning and items that you have to convert to a product at the end of it. And there is a story behind each puzzle. If you want to play, if you could, it's basically just like a dialogue between 2 or 3 people that will play out. There is a story going along through the whole thing, but basically the whole point of the game is that at multiple points you have to solve a puzzle by using creating a machine to make like what would appear to be, I guess it's a molecule, isn't it, with like multiple bonds depending on, like, they're a specific shape which you have to match using various mechanisms in the game.
I think you have to see it to get an idea of what you're talking about, because
it is difficult to explain because if you're shit at explaining things like I am.
No, I don't think it's that. I'll give you some credit, mate. I don't think it's that. I think it's a pretty odd concept and how it looks.
Well, I don't know if it's odd. I think it's like, I remember a game fucking donkeys ago called The Incredible Machine. I don't know if you ever remember playing that. It was a PC game where you had these fucking bonkers things that you could use, like a monkey on a bike, and it was obviously it was pedaling, so it would do a job to fucking make something else happen. You'd like attach it to other things, and it's a bit like that.
Yeah, like, okay.
You're creating a machine via all these mechanisms you have available to produce something at the end of it,
right.
Which is, like I said before, it's a hexagonal grid that you're on, and so everything works either by rotating things through 60 degrees or pushing things away from you via these rods. It is difficult to explain, but it's a good brain teaser puzzle game. I love it, and I'm like, I don't know where I got to last week. I'm nearly to the end of the second chapter of the puzzles. I think there's 6 chapters. There is a solitaire game, as is traditional in the Zachtronics game. This is a matching pairs type of game on a sort of hexagonal grid, which I've been playing a bit of. It's a bit Mahjong-y, I think, where you have to match pairs. Like that's Mahjong, isn't it? You have to match fucking tiles to each other. This is like
dominoes, isn't it?
Hexagons,
fancy dominoes,
which they don't have to be next to each other. You just have to match them across the thing, and every time you match one, if they're locally, they'll like open some more up to match and stuff like that. It's the most it's the most, like, of all of these Zachtronics games that have hit Game Pass recently, it's the easiest one to understand, I think, without, like, you are basically creating code, but it's all like visually done, like by placing things in a sort of, you have each thing that you place into the puzzle that can move. You have like a timeline, and you place like actions on the timeline for things it needs to do for each like arm or piston or whatever. And there's more efficient ways of doing things and more complicated ways of doing things, and you get graded at the end of it. But I like it, and if all of these games that have hit Game Pass recently, it's the most user-friendly one of all of those games. And the story's all right; it's interesting, but I ain't too bothered about the story. To be fair, I'm just
I was gonna say,
just
I've
want to
skipped
solve them
over it.
puzzles, man.
Yeah, it's just so I've played a little bit after we spoke last week, but it's one of those that I really want to get into more.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, it's
because
like you can solve a puzzle and then go, I think I can do a better job of solving that puzzle. And if I do this slightly differently and I can make it more efficient or cost less, I can do it with using less parts or over a smaller area. And when you combine it all into a very compressed area and there's loads of little things doing like stuff, it's quite satisfying. So, yeah, I like it. I think if you like a puzzle and a little bit of brain, like activity, it's probably good. A little bit of stimulus for your brain when you're getting old, and your reflexes aren't what they used to be. It's a good way to challenge your brain. So that's basically the only other game I played, other than the game that everyone's been playing.
All right. Okay. Well, Pilch, you want to just take us through your other ones, and then we'll finish off on.
Yep. Okay. Won't take long. Phoenix Rising got very bored very quickly.
Oh,
Uninstalled.
not worth me putting the video up, no.
No, don't bother, mate. Don't bother. It's awful.
I played quite a bit of Phoenix Rising. It's very generic, but I think I said this before. Like, I think that game was 5 years too late. Right, 5 years ago, I would have been more into that sort of game. But
yeah, I've done a couple of probably 3-4 hours, but it just got so.
it's
dull.
not as polished as I perhaps would like it to be. It's a big
No.
bag of all right, but I could see why you could immediately understand exactly what
Not. Yeah, it
is
wasn't doing
facing you.
anything, nothing new. It looks pretty and.
If you'd bought it,
whatever.
do you think you'd have played it more?
I don't think I would have bought it. I don't think I would definitely wouldn't have played full price.
There
for
were
it.
definitely
Well,
so
I
if
don't
you
want
go
to pay
up,
full price for
on
anything.
Game Pass, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Well,
it's
nah,
not bad actually. You know, actually, I haven't played it for a while. I got to give it its dues. The combat was okay, and then when you go up into those puzzle areas, like it basically takes you up into the somewhere else, right? You jump through a time warp or something like that.
Yeah,
You go
I
to the,
didn't. Yeah,
they're
I
not
didn't
too
get-
bad, but the problem is it's 50-50 whether it's going to be an impressive one or whether it's going to be like okay, you know. Yeah, it was rather a big bag of
I
all
only
right.
got as far as getting the wings.
Right.
I didn't play it much at all. So once I could sort of fly and drift a bit, I just got bored.
I got bored too.
Mario Kart new. I signed up
if I've
for
got new
the
stuff.
online, so I've got. They're feeding you every couple of months. They're chucking out 8 new tracks, 2 cups basically with 4 tracks in each. So Daisy and myself are working our way through getting the 3 stars. Well, no, say we. Wait, shh. Oh, hang on a sec. I think one just come in. Daisy is getting the 3 stars by winning all 4 races, and I am just trundling along behind.
You're
Playing
the
my own
support
game.
act.
Yeah. So we do, because there's 50cc, 100cc, 150cc, mirror tracks, and 200cc. So we're just working our way through that. The tracks are quite nice. There's a couple of new tracks that have never been. Basically, they put 8 new tracks, 4 in each cup. They're old tracks from various like SNES or N64 or Wii, but there's a couple of new tracks as well that have never been on before, so it's quite interesting. So we're working through that. That's all I can say. Last thing is Hunt Showdown, basically, which we're all going to talk about, I think.
All right then.
So go, Fraser. You start.
Well,
You're the
I
expert.
mean, I've already been in the thick of it. I think what we should probably do is talk about you've started. You're on the beginning journey. Oh, we've lost him. He's taking his headphones off. So
Probably run out of battery. He's talking to people.
Yeah, that's okay. Let him do his dues. It's Jack Daniels chat. Yeah, we've been playing loads of Hunt Showdown this week. In fact, we've been playing way too much Hunt Showdown this week.
You definitely have been playing way too much.
You've been playing a lot too, Sunshine.
Yeah, but I've not been working while I've been playing.
I've been working. I've been playing. I wasn't working when I was playing. It's just
no, you definitely weren't working while you were playing.
It's good.
Right. Okay.
It's good.
So I am new to this. I started, there was a free weekend last weekend. So I started afresh. I did admit to Fraser that I didn't realise I wasn't on last week's show, but I know you talked about it the previous week. But I didn't realise. What are you doing? Shh. Well, don't post things in. Wait, no, Daisy, shut up. Sorry. Daisy's come in from a concert and decided she wants to cook.
She been to K-pop.
She has been to K-pop.
Is she singing some dodgy Korean music?
She's not at the moment.
Can we have a rendition of some Korean pop? Well, live Korean pop.
We can't. We can't. Right. Okay. Sorry for that distraction. Right. I played it all weekend. I didn't realise, because I just sort of zone out sometimes, that you lot have been talking about this for a couple of weeks. And so I thought, oh, this is a new game. I've never heard of this before. I shall start playing it. So the weekend finished, and I have bought a game.
Well,
for the first time for a long time. It was on sale. I paid $9.99 for it. It included a couple of hunters and some guns. I didn't realise there was a gold edition or a platinum edition.
Platinum edition, yeah.
That apparently included everything.
Not sure about everything. It's definitely not on it. No.
It was a lot of stuff. A lot. But I only paid for the gold version.
Well, you paid a tenner. It was a tenner, wasn't it? Still a tenner.
10 quid, yeah. I think it's only something like 11 or 12 quid on Steam, and I think it's similar price.
12 quid on PlayStation for the deluxe, and some, I can't remember what the platinum was, but a bit more.
I think when it's on sale on Steam, it's about 15 quid or something.
The main game is 20 quid, I think.
So I found out this game is actually about 2 or 3 years old. There's not an X or S version of it. It's an Xbox One version. But it still looks pretty good. It looks nice. It's a good looking game. But I have not got a fucking clue what's going on. I streamed it for a couple of hours.
I would never have gathered that from watching you play.
Really, Fraser? Really? So I played it for a couple of hours. I think I played it for about 3 hours at the weekend. And I had a character and loads of weapons, and I was like level 23 or 24 character. But unbeknownst to me, I didn't realise until I listened to the podcast that when you die, your character dies forever. So I had this character, and I started the game this evening, and I started streaming it. And I had a new character, and when I started, I very quickly realised that I hadn't got a loadout, and I didn't have any guns. Which was a bit of a handicap, Fraser, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because the two characters that I was playing with were like level 20 something and 30 something. And I was running around with my fists. Which
You were trying.
didn't.
I think what made me laugh was you said out. You were just, and you said,
I'll
"Oh, I'll
just
pick up.
find a
I'll pick
gun.
up a gun in a minute." No, it's not
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah, half hour later, I was still running around punching things.
Yeah, it's not like that.
So no, and Fraser was giving me little tips and hints, various things. I hadn't got a clue what the fuck was going on, and then all of a sudden I realised I've got this level 23 character that I was playing with at the weekend. So I selected that one, and we won. We
Bloody
won a
hell.
game.
With some randos.
So yeah,
Well,
randos.
you didn't
I mean,
actually. I think the Jack Daniels is scrambling your brain a bit because what you did was you played with that level 20 something character.
oh, it died. It died.
Then it died,
Yeah.
but then they said you got a free resurrection, so it gave you the character
That's
back.
right, because I was
And
only in the
What?
trainee level apparently.
and then,
Oh,
right, and
right.
so
You,
then
you haven't hit Bloodline 11, level 11 or whatever it is.
Exactly. When I got to 11, that just happened to be when my character died, and it
Yeah.
said, "Oh,
That's
you
it.
can have it back."
Fuck off.
yeah, you did lose it
So
the next
the
time
next
round.
game I played, it died. So I chose a random character with a loadout, which had guns, which was nice,
Probably a good idea.
and we won. So I've now got a level 23 character again.
Nice.
But apparently, I'm not allowed to use that character now, according to Fraser.
Well,
I've got to
no,
pick
I
one.
basically here's the thing is that
Go on.
Pilch is sitting there with his arms in the air like Rocky at the top of the staircases, shouting, "We won!" When in fact, what I witnessed, and this is directly
Go on.
a conversation I'm going to have with Neil here, is I watched Pilch just do whatever the fuck he felt like doing,
And what
including
everyone else
getting
did all the
killed.
work.
Well, everyone else, they found all the clues. They went in, killed the boss, got the bounties, came out, rezzed Pilch, and went to the extraction point.
Nice.
He didn't contribute
Hang on.
one thing to the
Excuse
victory
me.
Perfect
at
game.
all.
Perfect game from Pilch.
Excuse me. I was quite happy taking out many zombies or whatever they are.
Right, but here's the thing, Pilch.
Enjoying
Right here,
myself.
but here's the thing, which
Did you
I
make
don't
any
know if you.
pianos get played?
I'm not sure you haven't cottoned on. I don't think to the fact like go through, figure out the mechanics, figure out how to set your characters and whatever. But while you may think that you were helping by shooting those zombies, that is almost definitely not what you want to be doing because all you're doing, the whole game is based
Excuse
around.
me. Let me just stop you there.
Okay,
I had fun.
That's
I
the
don't
whole point.
care.
right.
I
That's
was
fair
enjoying
enough.
myself.
You were lucky to have kind
Popping off
teammates, is
zombies.
what I was saying.
What did I say, Fraser? I said, "Oh, that's handy. There's a level 44 and a level 30 something. They can do the work. I'll just have fun." And that's
Right.
what I did. I
Okay.
just potted about, shooting a few zombies in the head, and then eventually potted off and got to the extraction point. We won! Yay!
Right. Well, that's good.
I
No,
don't know what's going on. I honestly don't know what the fuck is going on, but I am loving it. It
oh,
is
well, if you're
brilliant.
loving it, no, then that's good because I think that the mechanic, but and I think that's the thing with this game is the deeper you go, you're going to find it just keeps revealing itself as you go along, like the tactics behind the bounties, the tactics behind the other teams doing
The
things.
PvP is the thing.
PvP is the thing, but then PvE can, like, you get
Yeah,
killed
you
by
can
those
just get.
dogs.
Yeah, you can get
PvE
fucked.
can,
I got
Well,
killed by my level 23 character got killed by a dog, didn't it?
yeah. So
Fucking
we had
good.
a game. So I'll tell you about one of the experiences I had this week, which was standout, which was I went into a game with Mark. We approached one of the bosses where the bosses was stationed. We knew the boss was there, but we didn't feel confident in going in to take it on. We thought we'll let other teams come first, let them do the dirty work, and then we'll bottom feed and maybe pick up some scraps afterwards. Lo and behold, loads of teams came in or whatever, but we decided, you know what, let's go in and have a fight anyway. So we went in to fight. Mark got downed, and then they set him on fire. I managed to put him out because if your teammate gets burned to a crisp, you can't revive them. except. So he got burned. I put him out. And then more teams were turning up. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to bug. And then I noticed that there was a bounty hadn't been picked up on the south of the map. So, I think he got burned. Yeah, and then he got burned again. So I went down, picked up the spare bounty, which made it possible for me to revive Mark again. So then I was traveling all the way back across the map. All I had to do was get to him and extract, and I got eaten alive by dogs. So I didn't even get killed by players. I got killed by dogs. That's all I had to do was just survive. And even then, the game took me out. And I was screaming at it and just like, fuck this game or whatever. But of course, like back again for more. Like it just throws up so many curveballs in terms of, you know, if you want to go in and blast yourself around and get killed, then that's fine, right? You know, and you have fun doing it, then that's no problem. If you're trying, like, see, we're getting very good. I think we're getting much better at surviving and because the more you keep the longer you keep a character, you get more traits, your weapons get leveled up, but the trait points really help you. They give you some tactical advantages, like you're more quiet, you're better with the scopes, you're better with ammo, picking up items, whatever it may be. But like that comes with time, right? You know, 70, I would say it took 70 hours before I started to finally think, all right, okay, I've got the hang of this. So, you know.
See, I seem to think at the moment this is right in the middle of Back for Blood, which is all action, intense, just literally everything coming at you, and a battle royale, whether it's
Something
Warzone
with
or whether it's
permadeath, right?
yeah, it's something in between, and it
Yeah.
seems to be ticking both boxes. You
Yeah.
have
See,
got to think about the other teams. You can sometimes get overwhelmed, but it's an in between of both games. And at the moment, I am just I think I might be 4 or 5 hours, just them 4 or 5 hours. I know there's something in there.
yeah.
It's whether you can get enough, whether people are going to stick with it and find that sweet little perfect little spot where it's just all
I think
clicks
a
and you
turning point for you will be playing with somebody else where you say, you know what,
yeah, I've played with
let's go
randos
find
and
that
I'm not
clue.
talking to them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you play with a teammate who you have you can talk with, then it's going to be like, let's go find that clue. Let's go find that clue. Hang on a sec. See, one of the things, like when you're running around shooting zombies and whatever and doing whatever, you are telling everyone where you are. So you're increasing your risk of being shot. But you also can't hear anyone. And so you're not getting the opportunities to say, oh shit, people are coming, right? Let's ambush them or whatever like that. It's very difficult to do if you're not talking with your teammates too. So I think that will playing with people you can talk to and forming your tactics and a battle plan on an on the fly battle plan. Like things change all the time. Yeah, I think
Oh,
as it
yeah.
goes on, it just
That's just reminding me of something that I tried with Neil. Taught you when you said about talking. Xbox has now got Discord integration for voice chat. And I got Neil into a voice chat on Discord, and automatically you can click and go to Xbox chat. So I can talk to you all now through Discord on the Xbox. And it
nice.
worked very, very well, didn't it, Neil?
It does. It sounds a lot better than the old Xbox chat.
So all you do is join the group chat, join the chat on Discord. If you're using you need the Xbox app, and what it does is as soon as you start a chat on Discord, it then says there's a thing on there to click, move to Xbox, and it will automatically, as if you're in a party, it automatically comes up on the Xbox as you're having a chat with a party, but it's in Discord. It works brilliant. So that is something that is going to make a lot of difference because obviously PlayStation players can't chat unless it's in game. So from now on, if I want to play people, I can chat through Discord, but via the Xbox, which is going to make a hell of a difference. You lot don't have to open the Xbox app anymore. I can just talk to you via. It doesn't make any difference to you. You just think I'm talking through Discord, and it works bloody brilliant.
Problem is, Hunt isn't crossplay though, is it?
It is.
Oh God, no, it's not quite.
Not with
Is
PC.
it not?
No.
Whoa!
It is. It's only consoles.
Oh fuck! Are you telling me I
And-
bought that and I can't play with you lot?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
When,
Why do they do
You can
this?
buy it on PC. It's only $20 on PC.
When are you
now.
going to ascend and take your final form of Pilch, the PC gamer?
I'm gonna have to get a fucking PC. You know.
Yes.
Are you serious? You can't. Oh,
Yeah. Have you not noticed? None of us are rushing to play with you. We'll all play this game any time of the day, but
I've bought this for
all day, every day.
yeah, and all night. No, I tell you what, I didn't want to play today. I was getting too triggered playing today.
Are you telling me I've wasted
mate,
£9 because I
well,
can't play?
Can I tell you about what happened today?
Sure.
Because I was busy most of the day sleeping. And so I joined quite late after having dinner and everything. I joined Mark and Matt's this evening before the show. We extracted bounties in 4 missions in a row.
Ooh. Did you do any?
And they were slagging you off.
Were they? Why?
No, they weren't slagging you off. No, they was like, oh, you're the lucky charm.
Yeah, I
we were doing
definitely
shit
was
earlier.
not the lucky charm.
No, because I'd watched a lot, like in the middle of the night last night. We'd played a bit, whatever, we were playing last night. And then 3 of the night, I couldn't fucking sleep because of a bit whatever. And then I ended up watching, because there's going to be some Twitch drops on Hunt. If you link your account, blah, 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 all that bollocks. Go to huntshowdown.com, link your account. You'll be able to, if you watch some streams soon, you'll be able to get a character unlocked for the game. So I just ended up watching a load of streams. Like there was one guy called something about death. I can't remember what his fucking name is. Games with Death, I think his name was. He was one of the linked streamers, and he was having a load of problems with his stream. And then he just raided someone else who was playing. So I ended up watching them, and they were doing this thing called Bomb Lance Night. Bomb Lance is a weapon in the game, which is like a fuck off great big spear with like a fireable projectile which explodes when it lands after like a sort of a timer. It's like you shoot a bomb basically at something and it fucking explodes like 3 or 4 seconds after it lands. So I was watching them and they're all like, everything's like you get an MMR rating. So what's that, matchmake rating or whatever it's called. So like there's like 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, 6 star. 6 stars is top ends, like the fucking pros. They've been playing it for ages, know exactly what they're doing, running around, just fucking like not a care in the world. And then there's us, like 2 to 3 stars, being super sneaky. And I watched these guys playing like their 5 or 6 star level, and I was just like, it's like we're all sneaking around, being super quiet, getting all the traits that make you do this quiet stuff. And then I watched them, and they're just like, fuck it, they take 2 stamina injections at the beginning of each map, and then just fucking run everywhere as fast as possible, making loads of noise, don't give a fuck. If they get an engagement with other players, they're just fucking shooting each other, and everyone's match made. So if you're a high level player, you will match with high level players. That there is skill based matchmaking in this game, which seems to work all right, because we'll have good PvP encounters. We'll fucking lose, we will also win. So it's like, I don't know if it's 50-50.
It's not 50-50.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's not quite. No, I don't know. We're still learning at the end of the day. There's still like we still come across players who are still within our skill range, but have like prestiged like fucking 4 or 5 times. So they're obviously not that good, despite playing a shitload of fucking time.
Right. But it's the beauty of it is that you don't even need to you know, get all the bounties. All the bounties can suddenly
No.
leave the map, and you're left there holding your dick and just going, "Well, what do I do now?" And you've got
We've
5
got
minutes.
5 minutes to get the fuck out.
5 minutes to get out, shoot some zombies on the way out, and then you still get experience. Your guy levels up, and you've made progress. So
But yeah,
it
we had
rewards.
4 boss runs earlier. 4 games in a row where we killed a boss, picked up the bounties, and extracted. And I was like, that was a fucking good night. That was good.
On trios.
That was trios.
Yeah, that's good because
So,
it's harder. I
Mark
think, on
killed
trios.
fucking loads of people.
Mark is a beast.
I got a load of. Yeah, I hit a lot of people, and then he finished a lot of people off.
Right.
He got a lot of kills. Whereas I was like, I've hit this guy, I've hit this guy, I've hit this guy. And he's like, yeah, he's dead. Yeah, Matt got a few kills. I didn't get any kills, but I was doing some damage. So that's the main thing. Like, and it was like there's a quick, like you can mark points on the map that you're looking at quite easily using your. Well, we're on mouse and keyboard. I assume there's a similar. What's the fucking word? Like a thing you can do on a controller that will do the same thing. Like you tagged in Battlefield on like left bumper. There's something you could probably do on a controller.
That we're playing. Pinging things.
Pinging things, yeah. Like I guess that's the word, isn't it? There's another.
There's
word
no
I was
map
trying to think of.
markers, though, is there?
No, there's no maps, but yeah, communication. If you're playing with a trio, communication is absolutely key as far as I'm concerned. Like if you get into a PvP encounter, if you're not communicating, you've got fucking no chance of actually, or you'll be either with 2 people who are playing together who are talking and know exactly what they're doing. But if you are 3 randos together, you are probably going to lose every PvP encounter that you come across people who are communicating, because like the sound is absolutely crucial in this game. You can give away your position so easy, and it's not quite. I wouldn't say it was like surround sound, but it's fucking obvious where sound is coming from. Generally, you can hear shots from fucking miles away, and you go, that's northwest or whatever from where we are. So sound is crucial, but yeah, it's just fucking. I absolutely fucking love. Like today, it was like I've not got super. Even when we lose, I'm like I don't really care. I've lost a character who, like I've got a character at a minute is level 49. They're like 450 XP off of level 50, a max character, and I'm like, I'll probably just take him in. If I die, I'll be annoyed. But at the end of the day, I just get another character and I'm fucking straight back in.
I'm actually turning a corner now where I like having low level characters, like going in with a new level 1 character, because then you just don't have to give a fuck. You can go balls to the wall, and if he gets killed, you're like, whatever. Whereas your level, Matt had a level 43. So once you get a character to level 50, that's the max level, right? And then you can either keep him or retire him. Matt had his character at level 43, and all he had to do was get out of the map, and he got eaten by a pack of dogs. It's fucking dogs, I tell you, they are the worst. I was playing yesterday, and my dog walked into my peripheral vision, and I swear I shat myself. I was
just turn around and fucking shot him with a crossbow bolt.
So paranoid. So yeah, it's a lot to be said, and I think I feel like this week has been all about the building ourselves up for being more of an aggro team, like not being so afraid to take the fights.
Well, I suggest you watch some high level streamers.
I've been watching Choco this week, and he is
it. Let's just fucking go.
He's just doing the same. He's hitting. He's injecting himself with a stamina shot and then just going for it. He found and killed the butcher before we would normally find our first clue. Like it's just insane.
Well, we did like this evening. We had, I think, 3 games out of the 4. We're like literally like you go to the first clue location. It's like, oh, the boss is here. And me and Mark, I had a crossbow. Mark had the bow and arrow.
Lots of damage.
And it was like, oh, we've hit the butcher. And he's weak to like slashing damage, which is basically crossbow bolts, bow and arrow bolt. What do you call it? Arrows. And if you like pick up, there's usually like an axe lying around or something. You can go in and run in and like fucking hit him with. It will take a fucking load of damage off. You can drop the bosses super quick. And if you're using those weapons, they're really quiet. No one else knows you're doing it.
Right.
So you can kill the boss really quick. But like we had a really great encounter earlier. Like we'd killed the boss, started the banishment, and And it was like, right, okay, I trapped every fucking window, every doorway. We had traps on all these lucky locations. I stayed inside. Matt and Mark went outside, and like took up some locations. And this team come in to try and do us over, basically. And it was like we picked them off one by one. It was just like, right, they're here. This guy's coming in here. He's at the north side. Blah blah blah. I can hear him. I shot someone through the fucking gate, hit some damage on some guy. Then fucking the next thing you know, Mark's throwing a fucking firebomb on them, and they're fucking dying. Or you can hear all these people dying like every 2 fucking minutes. And there was one guy left. His 2 teammates. We killed his 2 teammates, and he was fucking like just running around trying to stay alive, getting swarmed by wasps and shit like that. And he was just like having a fucking nightmare. And we were like, yes, this is like one of us normally, like going fuck. But we fucking like. I got a couple of hits on him, and then Mark just finished him off, and it was like, yes, let's get the fucking bounty, like, fuck off and get out of here. It was fucking great. It's so good. It's just so fucking good.
Well, I'm crying inside now. I just found out that I can't actually play with you lot. So, anyone, I think Stinky Poo said he was going to get it. Hopefully.
There has to be some other guys who are going to play with you there. So.
I don't think there is. That's the trouble. No.
Go get a real Defo or some of the VG Hub. They're very inclusive. They'll play with you.
I can't play on my old Xbox One. I was just looking at it.
I hovered over it. I was watching Pilch, and I was so like, I really just wanted to get in and give you advice and help you. And just from the point of view of like, you're spending 10 minutes in the menus trying to figure out how to pick a gun. Like that's just such a waste of time, right? Like if you have somebody who
started the game without anything, I just went in with fists.
That's great. That is great.
But you know, there's
viable tactic
for about 4 hours. And I had level 22 character.
But there's like tons of stuff coming up for you to discover, Pilch, right? That you don't even realize was going on. Like as soon as you pick up those bounties, everyone on the map knows where you are, right? You are highlighted on the map by a lightning bolt, you know, but you also get a vision where you can, in your dark sight, you can see other hunters. So now the whole game dynamic changes from hunting to being hunted to trying to, you know. So what we've been doing this week more and more is people have been picking up the bounties, and we've been following them and running to intercept them at the extraction points. Which is great fun if you're up for the fight, right?
So I'm putting a call out. Anyone that wants to play it on PlayStation or Xbox.
Well, you can't team up cross-platform. There is cross-platform multiplayer between the consoles, but you can't join up.
Really? How the fuck am I?
No, you have to be.
It's got to be.
If you have to be, you can party up on the same console. There is I watched a video about this, and they said the way to do it is you pick the Guinea server, because about 10 people are playing on the Guinea server. You count down in your headsets, and you start matchmaking all at the same time. You join up. You'll probably get matched onto a different server anyway. But yeah, it's like. What a fucking pain in the arse.
It's got to be going through the roof, this game at the moment, I'm sure of it.
Anybody on Xbox, I think it's still on sale for a couple more days.
I think it's probably on sale until at least the week. Tuesdays morning, UK is the time that they change their deals generally. It's definitely on till the 28th of September on PlayStation.
Somebody come and play with it. It's
currently on sale on Steam.
Come and play with me, because I've bought it now. Not that I mean, I'm a one-man band. I don't mind. I just do my own thing. But
I mean, Pilch has already sat and regaled his stories of what a wonderful teammate he is. How can you resist that invitation?
I'm just loving it, playing on my own. I don't care what the other two are doing over there. I'm just minding my own business. Popping off a few zombies.
Yeah, it is satisfying
when it matters.
Yeah, it hasn't got that. It's got like you say, it's got a little bit of everything. It definitely hasn't got that hecticness of Back 4 Blood, which is well, it can have that hecticness at times, but
you don't ever get swarmed by literally hundreds of zombies at the same time.
No, just 3 dogs.
But like 2 or 3 is enough to fucking cause you a fucking problem.
Yeah,
it's good.
It is good. We'll be talking about it for a little bit longer, I'm sure.
We certainly will be. Okay, well, look, I think that's a good point then for us to call it a night. Unless anybody has anything else they would like to add.
Right.
All right
Nope.
then.
No, we didn't do our shout outs last week or anything like that
Ah,
at the end. So
all right. We got any
I
shout
can't
outs to
remember.
do
I
tonight?
can't honestly remember who was there at the end last week, but we missed a few people
I'm
who
not
we've
sure.
been chatting.
I know
The usual crew.
Itza was in the Twitch stream that Pilch was doing earlier. Lord's been in the chat tonight. I don't know if anyone else has. I didn't see.
Minty.
We missed Hardly Dan, I think, last week, and Mint Safe was there early this day as well, and Quaxel has been joining for a few streams. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Anyone
If I
Hey,
have missed
got
anyone,
Amazon
I'm not being
Prime?
rude. I just have a shit memory.
If you've got Amazon Prime, waste your free subscription on us, please.
look at him
Yeah.
shilling. I love it.
Yeah. Twitch.tv/Seal Podcast.
Go on. Do your thing.
Okay. Thank you for listening to Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter at Seal Podcast, email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com, or join us on a Discord server. A link is pinned on Twitter. We have YouTube and Twitch channels, which we upload and stream to regularly. And we've done our shout outs.
Okay, good. All right. Well, look, thanks,
go.
gents. Thank you, gents. It's good to see you again. Thank you very much for listening. We appreciate it as always, and we shall catch up with you again next week. So,
Hopefully.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Or come and
Yeah.
find us on
See
Twitch.
ya.
See ya.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.